And welcome back to the channel, Dan Who Reviews. As always, my name is Dan W. Make sure you are following me on Instagram at It's Dan Who. And if anyone is watching this live, then let me first of all apologise for the delay. This is basically, I'm on my new computer for the first time, and I thought I had everything meticulously set up, and then the one thing I expected to go right went wrong, and I just didn't have time to fix it, and I'm pressing buttons, so I'm gonna make do. Whatever happens, all right? It will live on YouTube for history. Episode 79, I believe. So yeah, episode 79 can just be a mess. I don't mind, but it can't be a mess on my own. Of course, I need someone to join me, and that is, of course, Hero Dark Collections. Brandon, thank you for very patiently waiting in the wings there. I appreciate you.
No problem, bro. No problem at all. I just was chilling, editing today's picture for Instagram. So I was just chilling. It was very fun listening to you sort out your sound.
Mate, so basically, I hope this is the first test, right? New computer, new Streamlabs setup on my end. You don't really see any difference, to be honest. It's all different from my end. It's meant to make my life easier. Not so much today. I haven't had time to... I was meant to do a stream yesterday to test it. I didn't have time, unfortunately. I was meant to get on early to test it. Didn't have time. That's what happens with life. But can you hear Brandon? I'm hoping that you can right now, and he's not just a moving mouth. That's what we need to find out. Speak for a second, Brandon.
Wait, so can you've okay, no, you've just caught up. You were frozen on my Zoom for a second there.
Okay.
So you're very slow on Zoom but I don't know if that's me or if that's you. Should I restart my computer and rejoin?
No, it's all good. I'm scared to do anything different now, right? You're here, I'm here. As long as they can hear you,
okay,
I think we're good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I went for a haircut instead of testing my system. Essentially, didn't really.
So if I at any point look a bit lost or look like I don't know where I'm talking or who I'm talking to, that's just because it's either frozen or it's just jittery. So I'm more listening to you than.
Okay, it says they can see and hear me, so I feel confident that if you wanted to leave and come back, you could. It's completely on you, right? And I'll explain to people what today's stream is about.
Yeah, let me try and restart my Zoom and join back in because
it's a problem.
Yeah.
Okay, and I will say hello. Yes, I will say hello to people here. So,
yes,
hello.
Okay, let's go.
Hello to everybody watching live. Hope you are well. Hope you are good. As I said, I did buy a new computer, hopefully, to make my... basically, I've been making YouTube videos. I had this YouTube channel now for like 5 years, and I was working off my old computer that I used to do music on, so it was very music heavy. I had enough on it to make videos and stuff, but it was taking like 8 hours to render a video, and like it just came to that stage where I needed to upgrade, and I had been saving for it anyway, but I've just pulled the trigger and I just upgraded, went all in, brought extra RAM, brought a new processor, computer, monitor, everything, gone crazy, got the whole shebang. So now all my videos can be in better quality, etc, etc. The one thing I hadn't tested yet was streaming, and you know streaming has become a big deal of the channel. So yeah, I apologise. This is the first stream on my new computer, and it was the sound. The sound basically wasn't connecting properly, so I've had to plug in some dodgy cables. I wanted to go Bluetooth. I wanted to live in the year 2022 and have Bluetooth headphones, big new monitor, like... It just didn't work out that way. So I've still got the cable. It's a bit choppy, but that's not Brandon's fault. That's my fault. So yeah, I did used to DJ. Like I am good with sound. That's how I managed to figure this out really quickly. But yeah, I was stressing for a little bit. So if you were one of those people sticking around, Brandon was keeping me entertained and talking to me in the Zoom chat anyway. And he told me that your boy's got toys. Alexi was asking if you get bonus points for just attendance. Yes, you do. You definitely do. Bonus points for everyone who stuck around for the attendance. And Brandon is back. Is it choppy? Am I still here?
So much better.
Okay.
So much better.
Okay, good.
That
okay.
feels very normal, so we're good.
Okay, cool. So as I was just explaining to the people, it was the sound that was the issue, not so much the screen. I did actually want to like bring up the quality of the Streamlabs, and I probably will next week. Bring toys to work. As this man's too good to me.
Bring toys to work.
Michael,
$25. Just making sure this works.
It bloody does. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Friday. See, that is another test we needed to do, and I appreciate Bring Toys to Work for starting that off. He wished me luck before the stream and said, I hope everything goes well. and like I was like quietly confident, like it should be fine, and then everything went wrong. Not everything, just the one annoying thing went wrong. But anyway, if anyone's watching the replay, they probably don't care. They didn't even realise we were late in the first place. We were right on time with no issues at all. If you're in the replay crew, let me know in the comments. I always appreciate everyone popping in, even after the fact. Including people like Dark Joker Zen, aka Dante, the host of the Infinity Equation podcast. He says, glad to see everything is working and can't wait to hang with the best host of the show, Brandon. Okay, today on episode 79, Brandon can have that. Brandon was early. He was on time.
I was sat here at about. I was sat here literally about 20 minutes before 8 o'clock.
He was ready. He was ready.
I was just chilling.
But
yes.
Plug away. You're somewhere this week, right?
I am. Yes, I am. I am up from 1 a.m. till 3 a.m. UK time tomorrow. I will be napping between probably 8 p.m. and 12 p.m. 8 p.m. and 12 a.m. So yeah, I'm joining the Infinity Equation tomorrow evening. Come and hang out. Come and join us. If you're from the US, particularly, definitely come and join us. If you're from the Midwest, go to Target. Check to see if they've got the latest Black Series, and then come and join us and sell me those Black Series. Yeah. That's the best way to do it.
Brandon really wants a new Black Series.
Yeah. So
they're not due until 2023, Brandon, by the way. So I doubt anyone's going to find them.
Oh, no. I don't believe that. That's some dank ferret.
A couple of channel member tokens have come in. George says, I've spent £100 on Black Series this week, and we will, of course, get into all of that, George, so stick with us. Tech and Collect DJ says, Brandon, Black Series Takeover Thursday. Yeah, you're not wrong. So let me just get into it. Right, today's stream is a bit of a mix, because obviously we had the finale of Book of Boba Fett, and me and Brandon haven't really had a chance to talk about that yet. And Brandon has been asking very patiently. So today we're going to talk about Boba Fett, general thoughts, and of course Hasbro also had a fan first sort of event for Black Series where we'll talk about it. We'll get into the reveal. So, of course, we're going to be recapping that. And then we've got some new pretty promotional pictures of the brand new Bone Breaker Marvel Legends wave. And it's always good just to have a look at the pictures, especially now we've got the pictures of them in the box, because that sort of basically finalizes what accessories we're getting, what accessories are we missing, what Build-A-Figure pieces come with who. So it is always good to know those type of things, because some people like to pick and choose, or people want certain accessories. So that's what we're going to get into. Today's stream is a bit of a mix. We're going Marvel Legends and Black Series, and we'll probably start with Marvel Legends because, of course, it's the bread and butter of the channel, and we can also just get through it a little bit quicker. So we'll just jump straight into it. We'll just jump straight into it. So there is no secret. Usual new. The new wave was, of course, this guy. The Bone Breaker Build-A-Figure. The big tank legs of the Reavers. One of Dwight's favourites. He's been dying to make it for a long time. We've already got Skull Buster. We've got Lady Deathstrike. If you brought an extra Skull Buster, you can have an extra Reese head on there. So you've technically got a couple of Reavers already in this new modern Hasbro era. One people were wanting for, and the one they were teasing for a little bit, considering he has no legs. And they also teased the barrel, and I think maybe one or two people guessed correctly that the barrel would be on Bonebreaker. For me, though, I thought it was like some sort of toxic waste, and I was thinking street level heroes or villains, but I was way off. It was Bonebreaker. Build-A-Figure actually looks really good, to be fair. The tank treads don't move, though, unfortunately. But again, I'm not going to be sitting on the floor playing with my tank, so I don't know why I'm complaining.
I am.
That's just what I mean. Like maybe I don't know what I'm complaining at, because that's not what I'm doing. But Brandon's going to be very disappointed. So just to remind people of your thoughts on Bonebreaker, because you're very selective of your comic figures these days. Do you have Lady Deathstrike? Do you have the Reavers? Is this anything that makes you interested?
I have Lady Deathstrike. I do have Lady Deathstrike. This wave generally, my view on it is that I love it. I am so happy that they did this wave. I could not thank the Legends team enough for having done this wave. They're saving me some money that I'm very, very happy to be saving off the back of AOA 1 and AOA 2. I'm very happy because Dwight is getting his Reavers. We know he's a big fan of the Reavers. I'm very happy that a lot of people are getting some of the figures that they've been wanting for a long time. Personally, I'm going to be getting Vulcan for that new body just to test it out. and I will probably be picking up Havok and Darwin at some point.
Well, let's go
down the
through it.
road.
Let's go through it. Okay, so we got Bone Breaker Builder figure, right? Looks pretty
Yep.
good. One head with a big open mouth. He's a guy with tank legs. There you go. There's the whole wave in its entirety. The 7 figures plus the Builder figure. So 8 brand new characters, figures, Marvel Legends for our shelf. And that's what I think is the highlight of this wave. And Maggot is a perfect example of that. We have got 5 brand new characters adding to Marvel Legends, all right? So I put this on Instagram, and someone actually commented, oh, just reissuing the same characters or something stupid. And I was like...
Really?
Yeah, and also, is this guy even looking at my Instagram post? Like, this wave has probably more new characters in than the last 10 waves. Am I wrong? Like... So Maggot is an example of that. Maggot we have never, ever had in Marvel Legends form. Ever. Never before. Very unique.
Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
I was just saying, very unique character. He comes with the Build-A-Figure head, and he also comes with 2 little Maggot accessories himself, which essentially his, like, intestines, like, they can come out and eat people or something. A bit weird power set.
Very weird.
Blue face, red eyes, white tougher hair, on a big chunky body as well with those big shoulder pads, but curious of how much motion you're going to get out of them. I think they're overlays though to the shoulder. It's not like that's just one big chunky piece of plastic. So hopefully you can still get a bit of movement. You're not going to be able to get his arms up though, I don't think.
No.
But he can hold his Maggot. That's the main thing. So as we go through these, Brandon, you can tell us if you're hitting or you're missing, all right? And the chat can do the same, all right?
No problem.
We'll quickly go through these, and then we will get into the Star Wars stuff. So let's start on with Maggot. Chat and Brandon, hitting or missing?
I'm gonna be missing Maggot.
Missing Maggot.
Sadly.
Missing Maggot. Let me just
I will be missing Maggot.
Hit or miss. There we go. Put in the chat. As I said, I'm in for the whole wave. Especially, I always love adding brand new characters to the display. I do not have a Maggot currently on the shelf. I will be adding Maggot to the display. He looks really good. I think anyone that knows this character will be pleasantly surprised to see him actually in figure form. Finally. Next up, another brand new character we have never had in Marvel Legends form before. I don't even think we've ever had this character in figure form before anywhere.
No.
Like Toy Biz,
No,
Marvel Legends, like back in the day. Teddy, I've got you a treat, mate. Basically, it's just Amanda goes out on Thursdays now, so it's just me and Teddy. So I've got a pocket. I've got a pocket full of treats just to keep him.
She must be so happy that she gets to go out now. After what, like 50 weeks of us doing the show, and she wasn't allowed out.
No, she actually doesn't like going out on Thursdays. Like she's got herself in a little routine.
Oh, really?
But it's just me and Teddy, and I've got him this little. It looks like a little candy cane, doesn't it? To be fair, but it's a little chewy bone thing. You good, Ted? It looks like a cigar. Don't drop it. He's very sophisticated, this Ted. Hello, yes. I'm not very good at ventriloquism. Not.
Wait, what happened to Freddy in the end? Who's Freddy with?
Freddy's at Amanda's mum's. We're still trying to find him a home. Does anyone want a home, Freddy? Not Teddy. Teddy's ours. Teddy's staying put. But Freddy needs a home.
So funny.
There you go. All right. Okay. Anyway, Darwin. Am I wrong, by the way? Have we ever had a Darwin before?
I don't believe so.
I think I would have been corrected already if I was wrong in the chat. So far, no one seems to have corrected me, so that's good. But a few misses, more hits than misses though, that's for sure. Dan and the Kid Thursday nights says Michael. Yeah, I guess you're not wrong. But yeah, Wolfpack's in the building. How you doing, Magal? Hope you're good.
Yo!
Send Magal out hunting. I tagged him in a post actually looking for.
Yeah, I saw that. That was so funny. I saw that you tag Miguel and you tagged the wolf. You tagged the wolf.
They're a team. They're a team.
I thought that was brilliant.
Yeah, they're a team. He says when they hit the West Coast, they'll be on it. Right. Okay. We can talk about. Tanner said he's pre-ordered the whole wave. Much to his chagrin due to the price increase, and we will discuss that when we get to the end. But Darwin, you're a miss on Darwin. You just said, right?
Yeah, no. Darwin is one of 3 that I.
Oh, nice.
I will get, but I'll wait for Christmas sale.
I just like his alien head. Do you know what I mean? It's just very
and
alien
I like
style
the color,
head.
and I like the color scheme. I think the only place I think that I'm familiar with the character is X-Men First Class. I enjoyed him in that, and he's got a cool power set. Interchangeable hands are always cool.
Yeah, one of a few characters that actually get accessories, and if they do, it is just interchangeable hands. This guy does get some decent accessories though. This is Havok. This is probably the most classic looking Havok we've had. We've had 2 recently. One is the sort of more modernized take on this particular character design, and then the other one was a throwback to the X Factor. They're both on my shelf behind me now. But these effect pieces definitely look a little bit better. Look brand new, never had these before as well, so you have to appreciate that. Obviously, I like when they try new things, especially when they can display a character's abilities. Bring a little bit of life to the shelf, to the display. So I like this. I don't know if I'll display him with the big back piece on all the time, but definitely probably have him on the shelf with his arm, the arm one. The back one may take up a bit too much real estate, but are you in on this yourself?
Yeah, I am definitely in on this one. This will be the same as Darwin. I'll pick these two up down the road. Yeah. But I mean, I love that effects piece. I think it's so good. And it's Havok, man. It's Havok on a body that Havok deserves to be on. You know, like that Bucky. I love the old Havok, but that Bucky Cat body just does not do him justice. This one does. It's, you know, the Sunfire body, so I'm happy to pick this one up.
This is how he's currently on my shelf, literally standing there with Paredes.
Yeah.
And like, that accessory piece just, it's had its day. Do you know what I mean? Like, that doesn't even, it's sat on my shelf for so long now it won't even sit properly. Like, so I do think this new Havok will be a bit of an upgrade, and I'm hoping I could probably rob the accessory pieces for the modernized version of Havok as well, and you'll be able to have options for display. But so far, that's all I've got for my Havok. But yeah, a few people will be happy. I prefer probably the crown sort of accessory piece he's got there. Bring to us the works are so excited for classic Havok. Rich M says hit. Jason says hit. Cloud says hit for his power effects. Rush says I have the whole wave pre-ordered both on Target and Amazon for the old $22.99 price point in case one cancels. I have the other as backup. That's some good planning. Iron McGow says mega hit for Havok. Prophet says hit for Havok. Tanner saying, Jamie, if you want me to move on now, I've hooked you on Super 7 line. Oh, okay, yeah. Jamie is spending a bit too much on Super 7 now. 16 Shooter says, probably grabbing Havok through this was the dumbest looking helmet mask. Although this was... Yeah, I agree. Like, I want this Havok, but I will probably use his display pieces, effect pieces, with the sort of modernized Havok. But I just hate this body. Do you know, like, so maybe I can put this head...
Yeah, I was
on the new body, because I'm the same. Like, I get that the crown is very comic accurate, but I'm not. It does look a bit wacky, like. So maybe this head, maybe that particular head can fit on the body. Yeah, something foul, and I could use that head and accessories.
Hilariously, guess who it was that fell that tipped everybody else over?
Hank or Havok or Frogman. For a champ, shout out, Rich.
So I think the Iceman body is the same as the Sunfire body, but by the looks of it, I don't know if it will fit. It looks like the neck might be too big.
Thick neck.
Like the neck might be too tall, sorry.
Interesting. Okay, but still, Havok's a popular character. Yeah. I'll throw some extra Steve Rogers head on him for the unmasked look, says Justin Demon. Yeah, I guess you could do that as well. Always options. We appreciate that. Next up. Okay, this one is a point of controversy. Can you tell the people why, Brandon?
I think she looks great, man. She's got the what do they call them? Is it vinyl?
Yeah,
cloth?
It's vinyl. Makes
vinyl
sense.
cloth wings, and her hair is flowing, and she got the interchangeable hands. She's pinless, bro. Like, this is a great release. I'm very happy about this. I won't be picking it up. I know everyone is telling me I should pick it up because Banshee and blah blah blah, but look, my X-Men, they've brought out so many good X-Men figures over the years that this shelf is competitive retail, my friend.
Yeah.
And sadly, Siren does not make the cut. But I mean, you must be happy with this, right?
Okay, so I was very excited to add Siren to the collection. I was very happy that she got announced. But they only showed one head when they announced it, right? This head, the one that we can see. Siren's power sets, and it might be a little bit of a hint because of her name is Siren, is just like Banshee. She can scream. She screams. That's how her powers happen. So for a character that just needs a screaming head to demonstrate her powers, we get no interchangeable screaming head. Or for a character like this, I know I sometimes would argue, I'd like a neutral expression, but for any character's particular power set is their mouth open wide, I think this would have made sense, especially when in this wave we get an interchangeable head for a character we didn't need an interchangeable head for. That's my biggest gripe with this particular figure, is that It needed the introduction. Now, Dwight did mention this during the reveal and said there may be opportunity down the line for another Siren, another head sculpt. But that's not really the way we like these things. We like to get what we want first out the gate. So, yeah, disappointed that. Other than that, I really like Siren. I think she looks great. Definite hit still, but I would have much preferred a screaming head. And I'm sure people agree with me. I'm looking at the chat now. Huge hit for Siren.
I'm sure people will agree with you as well.
Lots of hits for Siren. Well, Banshee used to speak in the comic early while screaming. Says 1-6 shooter. Ultimate Carnage with his super chat. Thank you. We'll let Friday read that out.
Ultimate Carnage donated £8.99. Sup Dan and Brandon. Hope you both been well. Been a while watching the stream, been a busy few weeks, but feels good to be back. Call me hand light skin tone. You both looking forward to the Doctor Strange wave?
Ultimate Carnage, welcome back, my friend. We've missed you. We appreciate you. And yes, Brandon even has some of the Doctor Strange wave in hand right now, and we will get into that. As once we've talked about Marvel, we'll do a quick housekeeping segment because I'm all flustered today. Talk about some new toys because I've got some new toys I want to talk about. I've got a box here I haven't even opened yet, so we'll catch up. We'll catch up in a minute. I'm just a bit flustered today. I've got my Copperberg though. I'm slowly starting to chill out. Teddy's got his bone. I can hear Brandon. He can hear me. You can hear him. I feel a little bit better. But episode 79, just mark it down as a messy episode, all right? But I appreciate you all. Brandon, Bone Breaker Builder figure from Toys R Us? Question mark says Tac Tac.
No
is your answer there, Tac Tac. Simple as that.
Look, the common theme this year is Brandon is being very
Look, Brandon's girlfriend lives in America. If I was Brandon, I'd be saving a lot of money to go back and forth as much as I can as well. So like we're completely understandable, my friend.
Yeah,
completely understandable.
I love figs, but Mrs. Hero's much more fun to.
Well, I tell you what else will be much more fun to play with. Vulcan's new body, right? Brand new pinless body. This is basically the replacement for the Bucky Cap. So we're going to jokingly call it the Bucky Cap 2.0. But
yes, I'm so happy to be on board with that. Bucky Cap 2.0 is. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, or are they scrolls? Because Action Figure Experts keeps writing it in the chat. Go and watch my scrolls review, and you'll know why I'm an idiot.
Yes.
But yes, Vulcan. So you're more interested in checking out the figure than you are about adding the character Vulcan to the shelf.
Yeah, I mean, for me, one reason why I really like his costume, and I like the fact that you then complete the trio. You know, you got Scott, Havok, and what's Havok's name again?
Alex Summers.
Alex, yes. You got Scott, Alex, and Vulcan. I can't remember Vulcan's name, funnily enough. Is it Sam? No, it's not Sam. I can't remember. Anyway, you complete the trio. Yeah, the chat will tell us. You complete the trio, so that's one of the main reasons I'd like to get this. I like costumes, so I'd like to get this, but you're right. Most of all is just this is a fresh body. This is the new generation body. I would probably get 2 of this figure in the end, I think, just to keep one on box. I still got the Bucky Cap on box upstairs. And so, yeah, that's the main thing for me. The hardest thing is, and I'm going to say this now because I imagine I will say it anytime we see this body, is like 95% perfect. That there is nothing to me personally. You know, I know I don't like pins and stuff, but I've come to realize it in the last few weeks. There's nothing more ugly than those neck hinges, right? Like Wong not having a neck hinge, and America Chavez not having a neck pin.
Are you on about the disc in the neck?
The disc.
Yeah.
The disc.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Because like you see that picture of him in the bottom right.
So you're not a fan of the dumbbell joint in the neck. You prefer the disc hinge.
No. I prefer the dumbbell joint.
Okay.
To the hinge.
Okay.
Because, and I'll tell you why. You see the bottom right hand picture of Vulcan. You see where the head is slightly to the left.
Yeah.
You see how you can see the hinge here.
Okay.
Yeah. If I'm taking a picture of Wong and it's a close-up shot, it looks clean.
Okay.
So clean because the neck is clean and you've still got all the same range of articulation on the neck. Whereas if I'm taking a close-up picture of Vulcan, all I'll see is that disc, and it doesn't look as. It's my OCD getting the best.
Of course, and everyone has their preferences.
and it's a very it's a very niche nitpick, and I know it is, and I know that any figure that they put on this body, I will be so grateful for because it's pinless and because it's got butterfly joints, blah 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 blah. But yeah, that's just my one nitpick.
Yeah, again, to play devil's advocate, I do think on some occasions you can get more range out of the neck and head with the disc rather than the dumbbell. Not always, but sometimes. But I say what you're saying. Aesthetically, you much prefer the figure. And again, your main thing is collecting the figures, displaying them, and taking pictures. So you want the most aesthetically pleasing character design for your shelf. So I understand how, for you, those little things will, as I said, when you know there's better options, can be frustrating. I'm looking at the chat. A lot of people seem to like Vulcan as well. Gabriel says Justice Demon. I don't know his name. Oh, it's Gabriel. Okay, yeah, okay. A few people say Gabriel there. Thank you very much.
That's his
Gabriel, not Gabriel.
Gabriel. Toys with Film donated £4.49. Dan and Brandon, what characters would you like on the Vulcan mold?
Okay, we can answer that in a second after I explain to people that it's not Gabrielle. That's the woman with one eye that sings Out of Reach. So that's a very UK reference. Unless she made it big in America, I don't know. Gabriel, sorry, it's my dyslexic brain sees a G and a B and an L in a word and just says the first word that comes to my head. Anyway, Mark Tat Tat with a nice super chat. Thank you very much, Mark Tat Tat. He asked the question, Dan and Brandon, what characters would you like to see in the Vulcan mold? And we can answer this question while we're on Vulcan. It seems very on par. I'll start nice and simple. I would like to see a brand new Daredevil.
Yeah. Cyclops. Let me see. Cyclops, Deadpool. Let me think.
People are
I'll be honest.
Gabrielle references in the chat now.
I want a new. You know how we just got Cap?
Yeah.
Like Cap is definitive.
Yeah.
I hate using this word, but I'm going to use it here because I really, really mean it with oomph. I want a new definitive Black Panther, a really knock it out the park Black Panther, and I feel like we're going to get one this year, and I feel like it's going to be on this body, and it's like, oh no, I don't want it on that body. So I could see them putting T'Challa on this body, but I don't want it. Who else? Let me think.
Jason Lopez says Daredevil, Black Panther, Cyclops, Bucky Cap for me. An actual Bucky Cap on the Vulcan body. That'd be ironic.
So good. I would love that.
Adam Warlock says Mardy Dog. Mardy Dog said Adam Warlock's a good shout. And Warlock is going to be in the new Guardians.
Yeah, Human Torch would be cool. Namor would be cool.
Iron Fist says Fortress Maximus.
I was thinking Iron Fist. I don't know.
New Black Bolt says
Vision. A new classic Vision would be good. Black Bolt would be good. What's his name? The Knight. Black Knight.
Dreams can come true via Vulcan, says Mark Tat That. Thank you very much. And thank you to Bring Toys to Work says, her most famous song was Dreams. And Rich M says, give me a little more time and dreams can come true. Vulcan. Yeah, it's a quote from the famous Vulcan song. Multiple Man Army Builder, says Justin Demon. Black Panther is a good pick, says Rectangular. Excuse me. A few people would agree with Daredevil.
Moon Knight.
Moon Knight. Going to be a popular choice in a minute. Again, you always got to think what live action stuff are coming out because it does influence the comics. Like, I think you will get a new comic version of Black Panther this year in some form or another. So we'll see. But a few people saying Daredevil, Moon Knight, Black Panther. Bring Toys to Work says yes, Black Panther for sure. I wonder if the Blue Marvel will be on the new mold. Good shout. I hope that Blue Marvel shown sooner rather than later. I'm personally hoping for a new Marvel live stream next week, but we shall see. Okay, let's move on. This is Rich M's favourite from the wave. I don't know if it actually is. I'm just going to guess it is. It's the first appearance Sabertooth. First appeared in Iron Fist. It's not my mind's eye of Sabertooth, but it is a version of Sabertooth that a lot of people have wanted. I think even in Parallel on Instagram this week was showing off the old Toy Biz first appearance Sabertooth. So there you go. For the people who like this version of Sabertooth, here it is. So not a new character, but a new character design for the new Hasbro era. We haven't had Hasbro era version of first appearance Sabertooth. Toy Biz did, not Hasbro. He comes with no accessories. All the things in the box are for the Bone Breaker Builder figure. Someone said Bond Breaker earlier on, but that's that he's the NXT champion at the minute, isn't he? I think. Hits and hits, says Rich M and Cloud Foxwell all the way. Black Panther Retro Ray rumored for the spring.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
I don't mind talking rumors on here. I don't mind talking rumors. I just don't like spoiling leaks that we know we're going to get revealed in the imminent future.
Yeah. I mean, what I mean by I don't know about that is that, I mean, look, if they did a retro wave of Black Panther that was like T'Chaka, Shuri, Black Panther, and Deluxe and Baku.
Would you take a comic Dora Milaje?
Yes, yeah. I would like that. By the end of this year, I would love to see that.
A man-ape? Are we allowed to make a man-ape?
That's why I was calling him Baku, because I don't know where generally people stand on that. I mean, personally, I don't really mind.
It's a comic character, right? It's a comic character.
But at the same time, I can see where, at the time, it was fine, but right now, nowadays, it's a bit.
Everyone's just gone soft.
You wouldn't do it nowadays.
Anyway, what is it? Rectangular says reluctant hit, said Sabertooth. Why is it a reluctant hit? Rectangular, curious.
Probably because he wants the one that everybody wants.
He probably wants to build a figure, and he has to buy this to get the build a figure. Maybe. Let me know.
Oh, and that as well, probably. That's a good point.
Pins are missing. Yeah, this is on. I think that body mold is the. I'm looking around. It's Wild Child body mold, isn't it? The skinnier one. I think might not be. I don't know. Might not be. I don't know. Comic Dora for sure, says Cloud. Black Panther, whatever. I don't care. Just give me more Black Panther, says Bring Toys to Work. Okay, let's keep going through these. Wolverine. Now, someone else, my friend Neil, aka the original Marvel Legends UK on Instagram, he always jokes. Well, he doesn't joke. He's deadly serious when he says the retro Spider-Man Sandman figure is his least favorite Marvel Legend. Like, he doesn't like it. I don't know why. I don't get it. And then he turns around and says, "This is the best Wolverine, or one of his favorite Wolverines." I'm like, what is this guy on? This Wolverine, I get it. You have to keep your A-listers in the wave. I understand. It's called the toy business. You just got to keep characters. If we're going to get 5 characters that are brand new that the general public may not have heard of, you got to throw a Wolverine in there. I get it. I'm not mad about it. This character design does nothing for me. It's not. Obviously, it's instantly recognizable as Logan Wolverine. But, like, I don't like the heated up claws. It's not my Wolverine. It's not for me. Just not for me personally. It looks fine. It's nice. Just not for me. Phil uses his channel membership to say, a comic Dora, our explorer. Would you, Phil? Would you? Like, that could have many iteration. Would you? Swiper, no swiping. I think that's from Dora the Explorer. Wolverine, Brandon. This isn't your Evolutions Wolverine. It's not my Jim Lee Wolverine. Whose Wolverine is it?
Yeah, this isn't. I mean, look, the thing is that I just, exactly like you say, toy business, we need an A-lister. All of these characters are pretty much, obscure characters, C-D-list characters, but fan favorites that people have been asking for or wanting for a while. So this is necessary. 2 things. The first thing is, how come every single unmasked Logan head sculpt is ugly?
Because an ugly guy. Maybe he's just ugly.
Honestly,
poor guy.
I'm not looking for. I don't want it to look, like a gorgeous, Greek carved marble looking, kind of head sculpt. But like, at least an aesthetically pleasing head sculpt. Like, it just looks so But I love these claws. These claws, are my favorite claws on Wolverine figures. I think this body is great. Since it came out, 4, 5, 6 years ago now, I think it still holds up. I would like to see other versions of Wolverine, man. Evolutions, astonishing.
Rich says Siren walked so Wolverine could scream. And that's what's disappointing, is that we get a screaming Wolverine head and no scream. That's what I was talking about earlier, by the way. The only interchangeable head in this whole wave is for this Wolverine. Now, granted, he doesn't have a Build-A-Figure piece. So they had to pack something else in there. They didn't have to, but they packed something else in there. I'm sure 99.9% of people would have preferred an alternative look for Siren than Wolverine. Because it's still Wolverine, right? Most people are going to get this and just put that in a box and never display it anyway. I'm not a fan of the claws. Is it the Astonishing Wolverine? Is that what this is about? Repaint shoulders and claws equals Astonishing Wolverine?
No.
Okay, people are saying that's what they want instead.
Oh.
A few people in the chat are saying that's what they wanted. Curious. Bring Toys to Work is saying to you, Brandon, I mean, give Jean a reason to turn her head, right? He's got to lure her away from Scott. He's got to have something. He's got to have something.
Exactly.
Jamie uses his channel membership token to say 12 months. That's a year's anniversary. Congratulations. 1 year anniversary. Thank you, Jamie. Also, that was the same for Phil, I think, as well. Yeah, Phil was 12 months as well. I'm just checking now. I'm scrolling back up and checking yous all. Yeah, 12 months. Congratulations, lads. Let's have a party. Happy channel membership. That's I do have to say, thank you very much, lads. Honestly, for a whole year, you just stuck with me on the channel membership. Like, I've got to know Jamie much more. Phil's the best hype man of the game, has joined us many times. So if you have been a channel member since day one, then bravo. I thank you. But Jamie says, not sure if I picked this Wolverine, but I like the design from a distance. As year one channel membership put me down for Legends and Liquor, keep the streak going. Of course, Jamie, you're in. Of course you are in, my friend. No problems at all. Rich M says, this is the return of Wolverine from 2018. So this is when... Oh, I'll wait for Damien's super chat. Thank you very much, Damien, for the super chat. Thank you very much.
Story donated £5. We need Luke Cage baddies, Daredevil baddies, Iron Fist baddies, etc. for Marvel Legends.
Not so baddies.
We know Dan Yoon and company get a lot of requests. Perhaps someday.
Interesting shout. We do need some baddies. Need some goons. They can't all just beat up hand ninjas. Another super chat from David Evans Smith. Thank you very much, David.
David Evans Smith donated $4.99. No BAF piece means I could skip this Wolverine, so I am spending that money on additional Havok figures. Havok has worn that costume for 60 years. Tears of joy.
It's a good shout. David says no Build-A-Figure piece means I could skip Wolverine, and that is another point I wanted to make. No Build-A-Figure piece with this Wolverine. So if you were like me on the edge thinking, do I want this version of Wolverine? Do I need it? You don't actually need him to complete the Build-A-Figure. So if you don't want it, walk on by. He says, I can skip this Wolverine so I can spend that money on additional Havok figures. Havok has worn that costume for 60 years. So yeah, as I was saying, just like this Havok, maybe you could pop the heads. Maybe, as I said, Brandon said it might not work, but maybe you can Dremel their head or something. But yeah, and then you have more effect pieces. It's not not a bad shout there, David. Thank you very much for the super chat. And back to Damien. More baddies would be a great shout. Daredevil, Luke Cage, Iron Fist. It's rumoured we're getting a new Luke Cage very, very soon as well. But yeah, some more army building goons. Another super chat from Maverick. Thank you very much.
Maverick MN donated $5.
He just donated $5 with a wow face. I appreciate that. Was that a sticker? I think it's the first time I've ever had a sticker as a super chat. So Maverick, I appreciate that. Thank you very much. He just throws a wow face. He's in awe. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Rich M says David just wants to army build some barrels. That is true. Havok, just to confirm for anyone else who wants to build barrels, Havok comes with the barrel. It's right there at the bottom of the packaging. So if you want an extra barrel, you know who to speak to. He's got 3 names: David, Evan, Smith. Okay, let's go past Wolverine, and that's it. A whole wave. There you go. There's the picture. There it is. There's the full wave. There you go. So not bad. Not bad. So this wave is now officially up for pre-order. So you can go and get it. Now, Tanner did mention the price point earlier. So there's no harm in us mentioning it. But you know it's not something I like to harp too much on about. So it seems like there is a price increase. But if you look at anything in the world right now, prices are going up everywhere. I used to be able to fill up my tank of petrol for like 40 quid. Not anymore. Do you know, like, it's just the game has changed. Shopping's more expensive. Just everything is more expensive. Our wages don't go up, but everything else gets more expensive. I don't understand that logic, world, but very frustrating. And it seems like Marvel Legends are going up. Not just Marvel Legends, other brands as well. And it is disappointing when you read earnings reports when Hasbro are like making the most profit they've ever made. But what can I do about it? What can this chat do about it? Like, we can bitch and moan, but are they really going to change? Let's just focus on the reason we're here. for the toys, right? Brandon, any thoughts? I hate, and I know it's something we could bitch about. I just refuse to be one of those grumpy old men on YouTube that sit there and just moan.
There's too many of those.
There's already loads. If you want a grumpy old man on YouTube, trust me, you don't have to look far. There's loads of people that just make a living off YouTube by just moaning. I won't be that guy, all right? I'll literally just make me try. We are grown men. We are all grown men and grown women that spend our expendable income on these nostalgic pieces just to bring a smile to our face. Why find the negative in that? Like, remind me of just Facebook groups that like just want everything for £5 plus postage. You know, £5 shipped, brand new. I've got this Dark Phoenix 2-pack, really rare, £5 shipped. No, you won't get it for £5 shipped. Facebook groups, get back to eBay, cheapskates. Sorry to anyone in the Facebook group. I'm in them all, by the way. I'm in them all. But I won't sell anything for £5 shipped.
Okay, what did you get this week?
Let's do that instead.
Yeah. What new toys did you get this week?
Okay.
Because I'm also watching the clock and I want to get our Star Wars fix in.
Yes, no, of course.
So does all the Star Wars fans in the chat.
Okay, biggest...
Legends has had us held down for too long.
Okay. All right. Okay. Update.
Oh, here we go.
Update.
Okay, you got the head you wanted. Next.
Update. No, Brandon. I've got an official letter from Hasbro. Let me get my glasses on.
Oh, speaking of which, what's their name? Comic Cocktail sent me an invoice.
All right, wait there. This is official stuff, all right? So, Power Rangers, missing head, all right? I complained. The retailer, In-Demand Toys, told me to speak to Hasbro. Not a problem. Great relationship with In-Demand Toys. I'll go to Hasbro. Sent an email to Hasbro, made some complaints. They sent me this letter. They said, Dear Daniel, there you go, right there. It says there. Can you see it? Dear Daniel, thank you for contacting Hasbro regarding this Power Rangers White Ninjetti Ranger. This shouldn't have happened. You are our favourite online YouTuber, and we appreciate the fact that you are a bum pirate. Please keep praising loads of heap on the Hasbro products and never give in on being a grumpy old man on YouTube. Please accept our sincerest apologies and this free head. Oh shit, where's it gone? Oh, there it is. Shit, I thought I lost it then. There it is! I genuinely thought I lost it. And Teddy just walked in the room and I thought he ate it. Imagine that was the end of the story as I finally got it and Teddy ate it. There you go. The head is here. So now I have a complete Ranger. There you go. I don't know if it will focus or anything, but there you go. Tommy's head. That's the biggest pickup this week for me. The head. Brandon, tell us something else you've got.
Yes, so this week, thank you to Amazon EU.
I'm opening this now. I'm putting it on.
Thank you to Amazon EU.
After all
Wong and America Chavez arrived.
I'm a little bit jealous. As a fan of Marvel Legends and MCU Marvel Legends.
Yeah,
jealous.
Lovely first-time characters. Thankfully, they will not blend into my my lovely white shelves. It's always a blessing when that happens. So yeah, they're both great, man. Looking forward to getting some pictures of them. The only thing with what's his name is with Wong is his his robes. Plastic robes are always a bitch, but it's okay. They look great, very colorful. The detail is amazing. His articulation is amazing. He's fully pinless. He is a beautiful action figure.
All right, hang on. After all this time, I thought I may as well put this head on here. Tanner messaged me earlier and was like, now you can finally open those figures and find out everything else that's wrong with them. I was like, uh-oh, he's not wrong, is he? Okay, do I keep the little scarf piece on, Brandon?
Show me.
Do I keep that piece on when I'm putting the head on there?
I think so.
Okay, I think that's how it works. Is that how it works? Am I doing that right, people? Keep the little scarf piece on. Again, I've genuinely never opened these Ninjetti figures because I was going to review them, but then I had a bad taste in my mouth because it was missing his head. But he seems pinless. It's a little bit stiff, but he is straight out the box. But there you go. There's the Tommy head that took me a month to finally get. But there you go. That's the end of my story. To be honest, I'd rather have Brandon's America Chavez and Wong. Hopefully I'll have them very soon, but not yet. I did though.
Wong is still available on Amazon.
I know, but I'm waiting for the wave. I'm waiting for the wave.
I know.
Waiting for the wave. And thanks to Kapow 2.0, aka Mark Tac. I finally have some Action Force in my life. Action Force, the greatest hero of them all. That's not the Action Force theme tune, by the way. That's the Action Man remix that I created for Action Force. Bobby, phone me. But there you go. Here he is, Condor. So, do you know what, right? I know that you're not into these at all, Brandon, but like I was obviously seeing all the hype online, and I have to admit now I've got them in hands. Like I understand the hype. These are some really seriously good figures, really nice figures, and they are going to fit beautifully in scale with many other things on my shelf. Plenty of options, great range of articulation. You'd love these, Brandon. Completely pinless all over.
Yeah.
Like so
maybe one day.
So yeah, I've got Condor, and then this box I got from the actual real Kapow. Finally, I'm literally going to open it now, just to make sure they got my order right. Just real quick. I'm also just trying to delay the Star Wars talk, but don't tell Brandon. No, not really. I'm joking. I genuinely need to see, and you guys are all my witness. All right, I'm opening the box. This is meant to be my next order of Action Force. Okay, I've gone for Steel Brigade. Alright, Steel Brigade, beautiful. And then I've also gone for a Swarm Trooper. I love the yellow on these, by the way. But you can't have a Swarm Trooper without the Swarm Trooper pack. There you go. So there you go. That's what I went for. It's upside down. So I'm genuinely very curious to open these up. I don't think I need to do reviews because there's lots of reviews. And I waited long enough for these. And then I also got this week as well. We'll talk more about it on Turtles and Tea with Tanner, of course. But there you go. Frankenrath. Looks really good. I'm in on this line, by the way. I'm all in with Igor Leo. Go for Mummy Mikey. Bride of Frankenstein April. And who's Donnie? Who is Donnie? It's still a mystery. Nobody knows. You got anything else, Brandon?
Do I have anything else? That's a great question. No, just those two, I think, this week. Oh, the only other thing I was going to say was, if anybody has the head, the other arm, and whichever leg doesn't come with the one that Rich got, hit me up.
Okay, there you go. Which one did Rich get?
I can't remember.
Which figure did he get?
Or Despair, they look the same.
Oh, he got Despair. He got Despair.
Despair. There you go.
Yeah. So if you got the other leg that's not with Despair, then hit Brandon up. Let's see if we can complete his builder figure. Okay, let's let me quickly do this, Brandon, because I forgot to do it at the start of the stream, and I do always like to plug when I can. So of course, it is one of those weeks where we are going to get to see another couple of shows. It is, of course, today is the Thursday show. Me and Brandon were a little bit late. That's my fault. New computer, but next week, hopefully, we'll be good to go. This Sunday, however, I'll make sure a triple tester system for Legends and Liquor. That does remind me. I'm going to panic now to get this working for Sunday because I have lots of guests on Sunday. If you are a channel member, of course, you can be part of Legends and Liquor. It's a Legends and Liquor week. What's Sunday? Not the Super Bowl, Legends and Liquor. And we won't be talking about football at all because it shouldn't be called football. They throw the ball around and stop every 5 minutes. It should be called boring sport with a ball, but they call it football. Anyway, Turtles and Tea as well, and Joe's and Juice. How many people have I just offended with that, Brandon, do you think?
I'll be honest with you.
You weren't listening.
I wasn't listening.
Fair enough. Okay.
I was
and go
something.
Back to the network. So, of course, if you want to be on the stream this week, then you know what to do. Hit that join button at the Members Club tier and let me know in the comments and let me know in my Instagram DMs. Well, probably not in the comments of this video. Probably best off DMing me on Instagram or hitting me up on the Discord. The Discord, there is a Legends and Liquor group. That is the first place I go and get guests, all right? So be part of the Discord. Much appreciated. And, of course, you can support today's stream. People have already been doing it. I appreciate all the fine folk that have £4 or $4 Friday. We'll read out your super chat out loud, and she seems to be working as well, so we're all good. So thank you to everyone who's supporting the channel. And now I've got a new computer. I need to get the sound fixed, so that will be my next milestone. But Brandon, I guess we can talk about some Star Wars now.
Yes, can we? I've been itching all week.
Oh, hang on, there's some more just got some breaking Marvel news. Hang on. No, there's nothing.
Arvin Shaw says, Brandon, I bought the entire wave and I sold the comic figs. I'm just seeing if there's anything in the chat. AB Nugler, Brandon is like, yeah, now shut up about your pew pew figures and let's talk Star Wars. Amen to that. Who cares about Action Force anyway? I'm joking before any toxic so-and-so's out there come hunting on my doorstep.
Bobby didn't send me any. I'm good. Okay. You can say what you want.
Yes. Quick plug. Go and check out Hero Collections for today's post. I got literally a action figure a day keeps what away? I don't know. I couldn't think of a rhyme quick enough. Anyway, bro, question.
Yes.
First question. Which was so let's talk Boba first because with this week's Black Series reveals, just to quickly run through them. So we got the Dark Trooper that was announced on Tuesday. That's due out sometime in 2023. I think it's spring 2023. We got Wave 32 announced, which is the Mandalorian Ahsoka, the Mandalorian the Client, the Bad Batch Echo and Omega, and I believe the Mandalorian the Death Watch Trooper as well. So they were all announced, revealed, and have all gone up for pre-order today. They also put up for pre-order, I think, was it one or two? I think it was one archive wave, which is Emperor Palpatine, Lando Skiffguard, C-3PO, and Dengar. There you go. Then they gave us 7 pipeline reveals. How am I knowing this off the top of my head? Wow. 7 pipeline reveals. The second archive wave for this year, which is Leia in her bush outfit, Han Solo from The Force Awakens, Old Man Han, Chewbacca from A New Hope, and there's one more, Grand Moff Tarkin. And then the best part of the whole stream, they showed us 3 new reveals for Black Series, which were in the pipeline, which is Ayla Secura, Darth Maul for Clone Wars Season 7, and the best of all was Saw Gerrera from Rogue One. So,
Brandon was ready. Brandon was ready, by the way, people. I had all these pictures up. I was going to casually go through them. Brandon was like, "Nope, here we go. Here's the news."
Listen, that stream was not worth recapping for the life of us, right? The archive line, I don't like the archive line personally because it gets us to bring out old classics.
Shout out Patrick.
Patrick is great. I love the Star Wars team, by the way, but just the archive line generally, I don't like
that. Picture's not fat enough, Patrick. It looks like a man.
Or of any of them really. I don't know why you would screenshot while they're all you would think you would just screenshot when they're smiling and happy and waving.
Poor Patrick.
Screen or something.
It's all right, now I can't stop looking at Patrick.
Patrick is genuinely, I really like Patrick. I met him at the same Comic Con I met Ryan at for the first time, which I think was 2017. Anyway, archive line. I don't really
you've met
with.
Hasbro people. All right, we get it.
So, generally the archive line is not great. The fact that so many of these reveals are saying 2023, I get that it's a whole worst case scenario. It's a state of the world at the minute type deal, but you got a lot of people saying, how come Legends can put out as many figures as they can at the same rate that they can, but Black Series can't keep up. So Black Series has a lot going on with it at the moment. I think this playset for the throne, for the Jabba the Hutt Palace, Book of Boba Fett, the throne room looks great. Did I pre-order it? Maybe I did on Hasbro Pulse
because he knows he can cancel. Yeah.
And I don't have to put a deposit down so that I'm not tied to anything. I did get it just in case, because just for that photo.
Well, the Razor Crest is starting to reach people's hands now, and I remember we were on these live streams. Yeah, we were talking about it on the live stream. You convinced me not to get the Razor Crest, and if I did, then I would have slowly fell into this sort of scale, and it's a scale I'll try and avoid. I've got some Jurassic Park figures at this scale, and I understand why it is the main scale for Star Wars collectors, because you can do stuff like this. When Phil first sent me the picture for this, by the way, so Phil Jones in our group sent me the picture, and it was probably a picture like this, where he just showed the whole thing. And
Yeah,
I looked at a glance. I didn't see the vintage collection, and I was thinking, oh shit! Like I was thinking for a 6-inch scale sort of display, how sick would that be to take up a whole shelf and that be the backdrop for your Black Series display? Because I could have bounty hunters just through the cat like that. If that was 6-inch, I would have been in. I would if it would have cost 200, 300, whatever it would have cost. I would have been in. I would have that is the backdrop for my Star Wars collection. Is that?
Yeah.
And then I seen it was vintage collection. I was like, oh, I am now no longer that interested. But I admit it looks pretty good. And if you're a vintage collection fan, then I can understand you'd be very happy with that.
And Toying Around says, here to support fellow Canuck, Ugly Logan.
He must have been he heard you speaking bad of his Canadian friend. Just think he's the advocate for Wolverine. Just same way that Paul Heyman is the advocate for Brock Lesnar. Toying Around is the advocate for Wolverine. He just goes around and introduces him. Topless.
Jamie says Brandon legit sounded like a kid at Christmas then. Arvin says, I know that there are some people that are mad that the Rancor got cancelled. Rich says they won't give us Hut Slayer Leia, but we can still see her for full bush. Oh god, I just got what he was saying as I read that out.
And you read it out loud.
Yeah, because I just
I do it all the time.
as I was reading it.
I do it all the time.
So, yeah, okay. So look, there's two things to talk about here. One thing is I think Black Series in general, and then the second thing is the Book of Boba. Black Series in general, I think, is really interesting at the moment because, like Tech and Collect says, that Star Wars is one of the most expensive licenses. And someone else just said something important as well. Arvin said, I'm just confused how Legends always have a more accurate release date, but Black Series is all over the place. Wave 31 wasn't even officially announced. And it's weird, man. Like, I think, like coming onto the stream yesterday, if it was a Legend stream, I would have been anticipating maybe 3 or 4 different figures. One would have been a new Luke, like a Mando era Luke. The second would have been a Black Chrysanthemum.
That would have been nice.
The third would have been Gamorrean God. You know, the new sort of younger, more muscular,
without as many clothes.
Gods, without as many clothes. And the last one would have been an aged, you know, Mandalorian, Book of Boba Fett era Cad Bane. Those are the 4 figures that I would have expected to see on that stream yesterday, if it was a Marvel Legends stream. 2 reasons why. The first reason is it seems that Marvel Studios give the Legends team a better heads up on what is coming, right? Barring like the super, super big stuff, i.e. Cap with the hammer, or... Although that being said...
They had a figure out with the hammer.
They did, within 3 months,
They hid it, they hid it behind the shield.
And they hid it, yes. Yeah, so there you go. That proves my point, right? Even with the big stuff, they had it, right? They had it. I wonder, because look, the point I'm driving to here is that the Black Series team gets a lot of heat, man. Like, Hasbro Star Wars gets a lot of heat from fans. And some of it I understand. Like, I understand the heat, but I think it's misdirected. I don't think that the Lucasfilm tell the Black Series or the Vintage Collection teams that much about what's going on. Like in a lot of these roundtable group forums that they do, that the Star Wars team does with fans. Please don't do that to Patrick.
Sorry, it just finds me funny. No offense to Patrick. It just made me laugh.
Don't do that.
Phil said that's Patrick's face when the Rancor didn't get funded. He went, Sorry, Patrick. It's just a funny face.
Like, Patrick says a lot. Like, Patrick says a lot that, you know, they see a lot of stuff happen for the first time, right? Like they see it. As we see it happen, they see it happen fresh for the first time. Yeah. Like, they don't get let in on a lot of what's going on, which I don't get. Like, who do Lucasfilm think they are that, like, like, okay, Luke Skywalker at the end of Mandalorian, fine, I get it, right? I get it. But Black Chrysanthemum, Cad Bane, the Gamorrean guards, like, where was the concept art passed along that sort of stuff didn't get made ahead of time? You know, I just don't get it. I really do not get it.
Like, that Chrysanthemum figure would have been fire. Like I know
Bro.
in the show he didn't do too much, but the character design, just having like a bounty hunter Wookiee, like with knuckle dusters and stuff, like yeah.
You know, and again, like, mad credit to the Black Series team here. They've given us, you know, the open hands here for the Dark Trooper, and they've given us fists. And there's just one thing I want to point out quick, because a lot of people keep giving them heat about, oh, it's a deluxe release, blah, 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 blah. Look, like Tekken Collect said, the Star Wars license is very expensive. Star Wars also has the most unique sculpting of any of Hasbro's collector lines. I don't care what anybody says. Look at how much reuse, much of it genius reuse, is behind us for Legends, right? Lightning Collection is built on reuse, and G.I. Joe barely puts out anything as it is to justify whether it's reuse or not reuse, you know? But Black Series, you've got different characters all the time, different costumes. Like, you look at the wave that they've just put up, all 5 of the figures in that line are each individually sculpted. None of them share any reuse with each other. So, you know, Black Series has a very tall order of what they can do and how they can do it. So when you get like a deluxe Boba, or when you get like a deluxe Wrecker or something like that, these are characters that require unique sculpting, unique tooling that doesn't fit within the budgets, if you like, of a regular mainline wave. So therefore they have to go to Walmart as an exclusive, or they have to go to Amazon as an exclusive, or they have to go in the deluxe line. It's like, fans need to realize that if you want these, this is the way that they can give them to us. If you don't want them, you're going to cry anyway. So you get what I mean? Like, there's so much context I think needs to go to Black Series that doesn't get its due in comparison to Legends. Like, I think as Legends collectors by default, we really take for granted how amazing the Legends team are, both at communication, at releases, compared to what the other brands have. But the fact that these are like spring 2023 is, for lack of a better term, it's BS. There's no way.
Yeah,
this will be out everywhere by the summer, guaranteed.
For the record, great points as well. And everything you're saying obviously is based off like evidence, if that makes sense. It's not like you're just It's not like you're just sticking up for the team because you're a Star Wars fan. Everything you're saying is coming from what we know as collectors. But I just think that we know what the online community are like. People just love to be negative. We say it all the time, like, so like no one knows what's going on behind the scenes at Hasbro. Like, no one knows what's going on behind the Lucas thing. Let's just be happy with what we get, all right? Because we could just be getting nothing. Imagine a world with nothing. Like, that would be pretty miserable. Yeah. What would our hobby be then? Because I can't play football anymore. I've got a dodgy knee. I've got to collect toys instead, all right? So, like, I can't be a white boy rapper anymore. Not cool enough. Like, like, this is my hobby now, right? Just let me enjoy what we've got. What did you pre-order out of this? I'm assuming you went for everything. Are you getting many of the Death's Watch?
So I will eventually get them all. The client I will get down the line when he's £5 at Smith's.
He's going to be the hottest in the wave. Do you not think? He's going to outside Ahsoka, I think. Who doesn't want an old man?
Yeah. To be honest, the likeness on that figure is amazing.
Those
so
kids, when kids watch Mandalorian, they're going to go to Smith's and be like pulling the shirts of the employees, going, "Excuse me, have you got that old man?" Like, no one's asking for Ahsoka.
Yeah. Rich says, Brandon, you're my favorite, but they repaint a clone every month. Yeah, they do that because I asked them to do that, Rich. So, you know, they make your favorite very favorably happy. So leave it at that. Stridon says, that's a weak excuse, Brandon. Stridon, you're a weak excuse for a collector. Starman 80 says, no bath for Black Series, so you need the deluxe. Not true, but I see the point. Prophet says there is some reuse, but it's very minimal. Tell me where the hell you see reuse between these 5 figures. all those, like, okay, Death Watch Mando is the same as Deluxe Return of the Jedi Boba Fett, but my point was that between those
within
figures,
within the five, are there any reuse between those five? Okay,
yeah,
yeah.
they're all uniquely sculpted. But yeah, I mean, I'll definitely be getting Ahsoka. I'm not going to get doubles of Ahsoka though, because we will see another Ahsoka in a few years when her series drops. Echo and Omega I will get doubles of eventually, just because I've got the rest of the Bad Batch still in box. Those are the only Black Series I think I have, apart from a few clones that are still in box. And yeah, Death Watch Mando, you're right. I'll be getting about 2 or 3 to army build.
Tekken Collector's 12.
12, that is amazing. I was watching Wade stream the other day, and he was talking about Dark Troopers, and he said, yeah, I'm gonna get 12 of these, and then he looked at the price and he was like, oh, $33.99. I don't know if I'll get 12.
Home Dude says, I like Savage
so
Brandon
funny.
with the beef symbol. Thank you very much, Home Dude. He likes Savage Brandon.
Yeah,
So Brandon says everything with love, by the way. He doesn't mean it.
Yes, yeah, I don't mean it.
We're all, like, as I said it earlier, we're grown men all talking toys here, people. Like, if anyone gets sore about what anyone says, come on now, grow up. Let's all take it all good humour. No one's right, no one's wrong. Everyone's allowed their thoughts and opinions. But give me my toys now, Hasbro. Fucking now!
Yes. But also on that note, right, repaints of clones and Mandos, and when I say Mandos, I mean Mandalorian troopers, is genius. Because, I mean, I know I'm not the only one. I'll army build those to Kingdom Come. Like, let's go, you know?
Tekken Collect wants 50 Dark Troopers.
Yeah, I mean...
He might settle for 25.
Personally,
Fair compromise.
I'm going to go to 4 Dark Troopers. But the only reason why I'm going to go to 4 is because, say that's Luke, right? You'd have two in front of Luke and then 2 behind Luke.
Yeah, for a nice picture. Yeah, I get it.
Easy ACBA.
I've gone for 2. I've gone for 2 myself. Don't know why. Just did because they look cool.
Well, 2 for the symmetry. 2 for the symmetry.
Yeah.
Got to do 2 for the symmetry.
When it's an army builder, like minimum. If it's an army builder, minimum 2. Minimum, 'cause just to represent it. There's more than one.
Exactly.
Otherwise, it just looks like a solo character on the shelf. Solo, hands up, badumts. What was I going to say? Oh, out of this wave, I've ordered Old Man and Ahsoka.
Yeah, I was going to ask you.
Yeah, so just those 2. But I am tempted with the Death Watch. But are they going to do? Do you know what we've got? Do you know we've got Sasha Banks and what's her name? Katie.
Yes.
Are we getting the 3rd one?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Wolves is coming in the next wave after this
Okay,
one.
yeah. So that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
He looked that team. I know it's a completely different team,
Yeah.
but they do look very similar. So like, do I really need them? When I'm a casual, a casual guy.
Yeah, I would argue not to army build Death Watch Mando.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like you say, get that trio and you.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm doing. Mando with those trio, then I can have Boba and Ahsoka. Old Man, of course, at the front of the collection with his ice cream maker. He stands front row though. Old Man. The client never get a name, by the way. Is he just the client?
Yeah, just the client. Cloud says, "I'm for any Mandalorian troopers. Got a shelf to fill." Tekken Collect says, "My Black Series army challenges yours. Losers, soldiers join winners' ranks." Tekken Collect, I'd love to see your Black Series army. I think I'm like 50 plus clones, by now. Bloody hell! Don't tell Mrs. Hero that. Anyway, so that's Black Series. Which of these do you think is the best? I think probably.
I think the likeness.
Either Ahsoka
I
or
reckon
Echo.
the likeness for Ahsoka is really good. Really good.
Yeah, I think she is just spot on.
Yeah, really good. Let me see if
Rosario Dawson.
Let me see if I've got any Star Action figures I'm on, by the way. I just like the presentation of Star Action's website. It works perfect for my stream. I could literally do some virtual. I could do like virtual shopping right now with you guys. I'm gonna start a spin-off. Shopping with Dan. Shopping and salsa. Let's go. Hang on, where is she? There she is. If they've got more pictures, that would be nice. There you go. Look at that.
Yeah, look at that. She is just absolutely gorgeous. And I got to be honest, I'm open to hear what the chat has to say. I really like the sculpted kind of robes that they've done. They did it for Boba as well, for Nomad Boba.
Oh, like the clown trousers.
Boba. Yeah, I think it looks cool.
But it matches what they.
I think it does look cool.
Like I say, clown trousers because that's what I think of. But it matches what you've seen, so it is what it is, isn't it?
Yeah. And I think it's so smart in the way that they've used it and gotten the only thing I'm wondering, Does she have double?
Oh
does she
yeah,
have
hang on. Where do the knees
double-jointed
bend?
elbows? I can't tell.
Where do the knees bend actually? Show me your Boba there.
Behind.
Oh.
Boba bends. So that's why it's great. Look, because they still bend at the knee, but it's hidden.
Oh, nice. Yeah, looking at that picture,
Yeah.
it looks like her legs have no knee articulation.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I get it.
But that's how seamless it is. And this is the thing I love about Black Series is that when they hit, my oh my, do they hit? And that's where I give them the benefit of the doubt when it comes to the archive collection, when it comes to the credit collection. Those are the repaints that give us stuff like this, you know. So I get it. Toy business and all. But yeah, I think these Black Series are fire. If there's anybody watching in the US, if you come across Ahsoka, Omega, Echo, and you don't want it yourself, or you get a spare, please call me that second.
And if anyone comes across Old Man,
right away.
I need him on the shelf right now. I need Old Man, front row. He's gonna be.
He seems like he's
selling his ice cream out of his ice cream maker.
No. He seems like he's an Obadiah Stane.
He could join the crew.
Henchman.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, maybe Obadiah is a client of this client. Maybe he does look like he could join the crew with Obadiah, and Obadiah does need some crew members to take on the Who crew. So
exactly.
maybe. But Old Man, I do joke. I am genuinely getting this figure. It's a character from Mandalorian, so I'm in. But let's talk about Mandalorian 2.0. Sorry, Boba Fett.
Yeah.
I have put a poll up, by the way, at the start of the stream. And the question was, did the Book of Boba Fett live up to expectations? 3 answers. One of them was a bit sarcastic. Yes, absolutely loved it. No, very disappointing. And the third one was my sarcastic one, if you couldn't tell. Says, do you mean Mandalorian 2.5? Obviously, I'm joking. But so far, that is in the lead with 46%. So clearly people are sarcastic with me because it did have a lot more Mandalorian than I expected. Like, I expected a cameo, but I didn't expect like a full-on episode where you don't even see Boba Fett in a show called Book of Boba Fett. Not that I'm complaining about it. I'm just saying it wasn't something I expected to see. But they've essentially set up Mandalorian Season 3 within... It's like the Book of Boba Fett was essentially the setup to Mando, really. But anyway, ignore me.
No, don't ignore you, because I really want to hear your thoughts on it first before I give my two cents.
I'm a casual guy, so
I have a couple. I have a couple of questions, just for you to fill in the blanks as you go along. Your favorite episode, your favorite moment, and in the whole show, favorite episode, favorite moment. And also, how you felt about Boba Fett as a character before, from Return of the Jedi, Empire Strikes Back, and The Mandalorian Season 2, versus how you feel about that character now.
Okay, yeah, that's I guess a more complicated question than you would assume at first, but you're not wrong. I do feel completely different about the character. Okay, so Boba Fett, for me, before the show came out, before The Mandalorian came out, Boba Fett, just like everybody else for the last 40 plus years, he's just been this mysterious, cool-looking bounty hunter. Simple as that. And everyone just made up stories in their heads of how he survived, what he did. Just a badass bounty hunter. Then he appeared in Mandalorian. We're like, oh, where's this going? We didn't know why he was dressed the way he dressed and why he didn't have his armor, how he escaped and all of that. So there's still a lot of mystery surrounded in the character. So I liked the start of this show because we didn't have to speculate or second guess. It literally gave us the backstory from him escaping the Sarlacc pit, right? So he escaped that, and then he's joined the Tusken Raiders, essentially, the Sand People. And that obviously it filled in the pieces that with people have been wanting these answers for genuinely 40 years. 40 years! Way before I was born, way before you were born, people were speculating what happened to Boba Fett. Now we know. And we've seen it in live action as well. Not in a comic, like live action. So I didn't hate the flashbacks as much as some people did. I think the way they showed them I would have rather like a flashback episode and then get into the modern stuff, if that makes sense. Because I don't like when shows bounce back and forth too much. Because if you're really enjoying the modern stuff, like the stuff that's going on in real time, and then it you only get 2 minutes of that because then the rest of the episode's flashback. It's like, give me a flashback or a modern episode. That's just my personal taste.
100%. I'm with you.
But I didn't hate the origin story, but I do feel like we didn't get enough of him with the Tusken Raiders, because it seemed like within one episode he's went from a badass bounty hunter guy that's now peace and love with the Tusken Raiders, and like now he's on Tatooine and he's trying to protect everything, and I don't know, his character just seems to have flipped from being the gangster Boba Fett to like, no, I need respect and we need to treat these people with respect. It's like, why did he suddenly change? Just because of the Sand People? Like, I just don't think we got enough there for me to justify how he's suddenly changed. You just think, he used to work for the Empire. He used to just take on missions and kill anyone, and now all of a sudden he's like, no, we must earn their respect, and we blah blah blah. Like, I don't know. It's like, what happened with the Sand People that we didn't see? Because I just feel like it was such a switch from what we assumed the character was. And because, again, we know his origins. We've seen his dad get his head cut off, for God's sake. You know, like, we know so much about him, and it just seems like his character's done a 180 or a 90-degree turn on what it was. The show, though, I don't know, like, I wanted at the end of Mandalorian season 2, it set up what I thought would be a perfect Boba, by the way. Just took out Thingy. He's now just going to be this crime lord. I thought it'd be like a gangster series. And it wasn't. It was just like trying to earn their respect. And I was like, I would have rather it been like another. I know this is the whole reason we didn't get it is because we've already got the Mandalorian. But you know, like every episode is just taking on another bounty somewhere in the galaxy. That's just something that I would have wanted rather than this very closed story. Like I wanted the Hutts to get more involved. Like, I don't know. It just wasn't what I expected, and some of their choices in like characters and character choices and even character designs just had me scratching my head. Like, I know everyone hates the Power Ranger kids on the bikes and stuff. I wasn't a big fan of them either, to be honest. It was took me out of the Star Wars world, to be honest. I don't know. Like, I wasn't eager to watch this week by week, by the way. I've just watched the last 3 in the last few days, and I'd seen all the spoilers, and I didn't even seem that bothered. But anyway, I'm rambling because I'm terrible.
No. Lost. So just those 2 questions off the top of your head. Favorite episode?
Yeah, favorite episode. Probably it might be sad to say, but maybe the Mandalorian one, because I care more about what's going on with Mando at the minute. Do you know, like? Yeah. Maybe.
Then favorite moment in the whole show. If you had to pick one moment that was like, that was my highlight.
I don't know. I liked it when he gave Grogu a hug.
In the last episode.
Yeah, honestly, right?
Spoilers, by the way, for everybody.
Yeah,
in the chat.
Yeah, like nothing. I'm not even gonna lie to you, Brandon. Right? Last night, you know, I messaged you and said I'm gonna watch these 2 before bed. I fell asleep. Yeah. I fell asleep during the last episode.
You finished it though, right?
Yeah, I woke back up and rewinded it and watched it again finished it. But like, I wasn't that engaged. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know what it is. I'm not hating on it. I'm just saying, for whatever reason, it just didn't pull me in. It didn't pull me in, and I don't know why. It's sad. It's sad because I wanted to really love this, and I don't. Yeah. And it's like I'm trying to find reasons to love it, but I just didn't. Just didn't.
Yeah.
But you speak. You're the Star Wars guy. You speak.
Yes. There's a few things. The first thing is, I still toying around is still in the chat. He has had a weekly live stream, I think on Friday,
with people from the show. Like, with people from the show.
Yeah. And he's had a weekly stream on Fridays, and that's been my main go-to in terms of listening to what other people are saying about the show. And they have some great talking points on there, some of which I agree with, some of which I think is shit. But generally, it's a really great. I've really, really enjoyed that. So I'm looking forward to their show tomorrow.
Hang on, before you say anything else, Shane Shooter with a super chat real quick.
Shane Shooter donated
Let Friday read that out.
If they came out with HasLab Ranker now, they could name their price and the amount of backers.
Yeah, it's a shame, innit? I bet many people are gutted now, but they wish they could have backtracked. Shane Shooter says, if they came out of the HasLab Rancor now, they could name their price and the amount of backers. Yeah, I am very confident if the HasLab came out now rather than when it did, even with the terrible tiers, enough people still might have jumped on just to get a Rancor. But that's a whole nother conversation. But as you were saying, Brandon, you were about to say interesting, and then it cut you off.
Just on that note, I think that is also a classic example of Lucasfilm not telling the Black Series team what's up.
Yeah,
I think so, because it just would have that would have just been a no-brainer. The chat comment that basically is the foundation of everything I'm about to say is your boy's got toys. He says, every episode I found myself asking who came up with this, but coming back every week hoping for something better. So I meant to pull him down just before we started, but I forgot, and he's well too far away for me to get him down now. But when this show started and I was thinking about the Return of the Jedi Deluxe Boba, that is an amazing figure. It's pinless. It's really well articulated. It's a lot of fun. It is a really, really good figure. But I never really connected with Boba Fett as a character, right? Because he shows up in The Empire Strikes Back. He catches Han a bit, but he doesn't really do anything. You know, we see him in Return of the Jedi, but again, he doesn't really do anything. He fights Luke, who is a Jedi, who at that point in the story is the most powerful person almost in the universe.
It's not much of a fight either, to be honest.
Galaxy.
It's not much of a fight.
It's not much of a fight. No. But even still, anyone going up against Luke should fall off onto their butt into the sand of the Dune Sea. So I get it. But therefore, I never really connected with the character because there was not much for me to connect to. Fast forward to the prequels, I love Jango Fett as a character, and therefore I was more intrigued with this.
Oh, hang on. Mark is interrupting with a super chat, sorry.
TAK Toys with Film donated £4.49. Fabio from ACBA Livestream was an extra in the Boba Fett series.
He was, Mark Tak. He was. Fabio from the ACBA Livestream was an extra in the Boba Fett series. And I'm sure he tells you all about it on the ACBA podcast. Because I should listen to that and figure out, like, how did he get that job? Because I would like to be an extra in the Book of Boba Fett or any other series.
Or anything for that.
Yeah, I'll just be man in the background. I'll be passerby number 2. I don't mind. I can read something in silence. Anyway, you were saying you love Jango Fett.
Yeah, but when it got to the prequels, I love Jango Fett because you got to know Jango Fett. He did stuff. He fought Obi-Wan. That
was a good fight.
He was hired by Dooku. Exactly, that was a good fight. He plays a role in the Battle of Geonosis, and so you get a connection to that character. Whereas with Boba, you never really had a connection to the character, really. So, or I didn't, at least. The only thing that people had with Boba Fett is that it was an epic design, right?
Yeah.
Like, toying around is right. He was never a badass character in the movies, but he had an epic design. Off the back of that epic design, you get this amazing 40-odd years of comic lore about how Boba Fett...
A mystique. He had a mystique about him. It was a hype. Cool-looking design, and it's the mystique around him.
But him being the most badass character ever, that was fully fledged out in comics and stories and books for decades. So what people were able to do was connect to that, but also project onto that character what it was that they wanted that character to be.
Shh, Daddy's sleeping. No, it's alright, you can't hear you really. You're in my headphones. I thought it was sweet. He never does that. It's because Amanda's not in.
No, yeah. So like you said, that mystique, that mystery, but also the way he's been written in books and stories, and the way that people were able to project onto him, because he doesn't say a lot, they're able to project onto him what they want him to be. He becomes this epic character, right? What I loved about The Mandalorian Season 2 was or in Mandalorian Season 1, when you see those boots come up to Fennec when she's lying in the desert, dead or half dead, everybody went crazy when the episode happened, saying, "Oh, it sounds like that's Boba Fett. That could be Boba Fett." Blah 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 blah. And then you get to Mandalorian Season 2. We see him in that cameo, and then we see him later on Tython. And that was when I instantly connected to the character, because
is that when he helps? Is that when he helps Mando?
When he helps Mando, right? Because you suddenly get an actual idea of who Boba Fett is. right? As a character, he says, you know, I'm just a simple man trying to make my way through the galaxy, like my father before me. I don't want your armor. I want my armor. You know, because of what his armor means to him. Because for Boba Fett, the armor and the ship, you know, Slave One, that is his identity. That is his only connection he has to his dad. Suddenly you start to get this character profile written around Boba that isn't just, oh, I have a cool design. Do you know what I mean? And so, and then what I loved about that episode in particular was he is ruthless. The way he takes out those stormtroopers, both without his armor and then with his armor, that was incredible. Like, I'm sorry, but, you know, not toying around, nobody could tell me that this character is not badass from what he did both with and without his armor in that scene.
This is what I'm saying. Everything you're saying so far wasn't in the Book of Boba. It was in Mando.
Yeah. So by the time, like you said, you get to the end of Mandalorian season 2, he shoots Bib Fortuna. You get his, you know, Boba's new theme playing.
He just sits in the
Fennec sits on the throne,
and she has a drink, and it just looks gangster. Yeah.
This season is about to be the best thing since sliced bread, man. Like because the way that they had brought Boba in, his character was in service to the Mandalorian. Right, he didn't overshadow the Mandalorian in the same way that Ahsoka didn't overshadow the Mandalorian. I'd argue not even Luke overshadowed the Mandalorian in season 2. All those characters added into the Mandalorian story with Grogu. So by the time you get to the Book of Boba Fett, I feel like the story was meant to be about Boba and Fennec and Boba taking over the Tatooine crime scene. Right, that's what we all expected. Yeah. Bro, I don't think we got that story.
We didn't. He didn't even leave the town. He didn't go anywhere.
We did not get that story. And look, my first issue with this show was the marketing of it, right? Why would you market this show as the Book of Boba Fett, pitch it to us as if it is what they're showing, you know, that it's like we said, it could be about crime, it could be about bounty hunters, it could be about, you know, finally giving Boba Fett his due. You know, Fennec is just as ruthless as Boba is. We've seen that. Like, it's a great dynamic, it's a great pairing. Why would you market it like that? Just to bring it under the umbrella of this is the Mandalorian 2.5. Right, because I don't agree that it was Mandalorian 2.5, but I see exactly why people would think.
Yeah, I say that, you know? With a bit of tongue in cheek, but you understand.
No, exactly.
Why?
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Because you know, I can see why we would mock it as the Mandalorian 2.5, because they took something that shouldn't have been there and they made it that. Yeah. Like, in my opinion, we should not. And this is where the chat keeps mentioning Savage Brandon, so you're about to get it. In my opinion, Grogu should not have been in this story. This story had nothing to do with Grogu, right? Nothing at all to do with Grogu. He should have stayed put with Luke, off doing whatever the hell they were doing, right? The Mandalorian needed to be brought into this story, in my opinion, because 2 reasons. Number one, the Mandalorian is currently Disney's biggest Star Wars character. It's their biggest Star Wars character. He is the centerpiece of the whole MCU style universe and storyline that they're currently building out, that is set between episodes, you know, Return of the Jedi and The Force Awakens. So I think he had to come into this. I think his friendship and partnership with Boba meant that it was much better that he came into this at some point. I don't think he deserved the full episode entirely dedicated to him. I think that the episode was brilliant. I think it was damn near perfect. I think Bryce Dallas Howard deserves a freaking Emmy for it. It was just beautifully shot and beautifully written. But what I didn't like was that everybody that came into this story overshadowed Boba for no other reason than the writing, directing, and production of this show.
Even Fennec Shand looked more gangster than Boba Fett did on many, many occasions.
And the thing is none of that is Boba Fett as a character's fault, in my opinion. Right? Because that, and the reason that I hold testament to that is because of episodes 1 through 4, and is because of the that scene from The Mandalorian season 2. What I loved about this show was how it gave us that character study of Boba Fett, right? Like this, in my opinion, what they should have done is, you know how we had the flashbacks?
Yep.
Right? I think the flashback should have given us a better contextual understanding of who Boba Fett is as a character, right? This is a kid who saw his dad get his head cut off by a Jedi, was therefore orphaned and had to grow up without family or without a father at a young age in the middle of a war, right? Like, if that doesn't make you gritty and ruthless, I don't know what the hell does, right? So there was a storyline that they could have followed from that moment of how Boba was, all the way through to how Cad Bane trained him throughout the Clone Wars to be as ruthless a bounty hunter as Jango Fett was. You could have then followed different flashbacks of how Boba Fett was with the Empire, where he was a ruthless killer, was the most feared man in the galaxy, all the way up until the Sarlacc pit. Because the thing is, I think Cloud said it, and I think Omega Weapon said it as well. There was a big change for Boba when he dropped in that Sarlacc pit, right? And he says it in episode 4. I posted a photo about it the other day, and I will drum this message home till Kingdom Come. Fennec challenges him and says, living with the Tuskens made you soft, right? The same as all the audience is saying, oh, Boba's gone soft, Boba's not a badass, blah, 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 blah. No. Dropping in that Sarlacc pit, living with the Tuskens, made Boba strong, because he realized that being a sole operator as a bounty hunter was not going to get him anywhere in the long run. Because stupid people like Jabba the Hutt don't care about Boba Fett. Stupid people like Jabba the Hutt expect Boba Fett to clear up their problems, right? And there's only so far that living, heavy pay packet to heavy pay packet is going to get you as a character in the Star Wars universe. And so for Boba, he recognizes that the reason that him and Fennec and Cad Bane and other bounty hunters get paid so much to do that stuff is because the smart people are not the Jabba the Hutts, but are actually the Boba Fetts. Yeah. So instead, he sees it that, well, actually, why don't we rule the roost instead of listening to these idiots? We're stronger than them. We're smarter than them. It should be our story. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, so, I get it. I get what you're saying.
And that I think that storyline of who Boba Fett is, what his history is, I think that makes him one of the most compelling characters in Star Wars.
I just think there was opportunities in this show where he could have had all of that,
yes,
and still had those badass moments, and they missed on those extra moments. Like even that second episode,
I think they missed on almost all of them.
Just that second episode, maybe, where he was fighting and all those guys with the shield, and the first thing everyone just said was like, "Why didn't he use his jetpack?" Like just those silly little moments where they could have had all that deep stuff you're talking about, which is very true. Like those points, everything they show him saying is said for a reason. Right. So, but then those moments where he could still have shown that he's got it in him if he wants to use it, they didn't, and I think that's what people are disappointed with. They're like, "Where's he gone?"
Yes. Yeah, and that's what I don't get is that I don't get how they showed us that in the Mandalorian season 2. This guy was stabbing stormtroopers with his gaffy stick. And then he pulls on his armor and shoots them all, while the Mandalorian and Fennec are still tying their shoes. Boba takes care of everybody on that battlefield, and there are people out there that want to say that the Mandalorian is more interesting than Boba Fett, and it just the Mandalorian is a fantastic character. But folks, you would not have the Mandalorian without the mystique of Boba Fett.
The Mandalorian is the show. The Mandalorian was what people wanted Boba Fett to be the first time around. Yes. But they can't do that again because now Mando's filled those shoes. So Boba's got to go somewhere else.
And they had the perfect storyline to pick up with Boba, but they just. I think what the issue came down to was they finished Mando season 2 and went straight into Book of Boba Fett, and it was basically the same creative team. Favreau, Filoni, yes.
And that's a passion project. I guarantee you they've pushed for that.
It was a passion project. Yeah. And it was the same. It was the same crew that worked on Mando. you know, they'd said that in a lot of their interviews.
Because John Favreau's been saying
Mando season 2.
he wanted to work on Boba. Like that's all he's ever wanted to do is a Boba Fett thing, wasn't it? So
yeah.
Yeah.
And I think what they got wrong was that they rushed it. And I think in rushing it, they got far too confused and blurred the lines between what is the story we're actually wanting to tell with the Book of Boba Fett and what is the Mandalorian, right? Because in the same way that the MCU is the Avengers story, you have Iron Man's story, you have Captain America's story, you have Thor's story, and the overall Avengers story. What is going on with the Mandalorian is the overall Star Wars Mandalorian story, but whatever Bo-Katan is doing, whatever Ahsoka is doing, whatever Boba Fett is doing, that is their story. Just because that doesn't mean that other people can't, you know, fit and feed into their stories, but what it means is that when it's that person leading the show, it's their show to lead.
Yeah.
And I think in episode 7, I think the Mandalorian was better because he was more in service of what Boba Fett was trying to do. Their partnership, that duel of the two of them standing outside the blown up cantina, the way that they were fighting together, I thought that was great because they were working together, and it was and that conversation they had beforehand about, you know, well, you know, Mando says, look, if we die together, then we die together. I'm not leaving you. That speaks volumes to the friendship that they have. You know, the way that Boba, you know, he says he wants to rule with respect, not with fear. So therefore, he's not just going to kill the Gamorreans. You know, he's not going to just kill Black Chrysanthemum. That's what Jabba would do, because Jabba would fear having threatening people around him. A strong person does not mind having strong people around them. A strong person recognizes that having strong people around you only makes you stronger, right? And by giving respect, you also earn respect. And that's what Boba Fett has done this entire show.
Yeah.
But the writing just did not deliver. And they did not give us the action beats that they should have given us. Boba should have had multiple times where he laid people out. Just because you're ruling with respect doesn't mean that you can't.
This is what
doesn't mean you can't.
That's what I'm saying. They should have still showed that he's capable of it, but he's choosing not to use it. But instead, it made us look like he hasn't got it anymore. If that makes sense, do you know what I mean? Instead of giving us that like he's choosing not to use this ability because he's trying a different way, it just looked like it's not him anymore. It's just, I don't know, like you said, it's just the way it was pieced together. It just didn't sit right. And like I wanted to love this, and I liked certain elements, and I liked the characters. Like I liked Fennec Shand, I liked Boba Fett, I liked the Mando, I even liked some of the side characters. But I just think they just didn't use them properly, or whatever. I don't know.
No. And look, what that episode 6 with Luke and Ahsoka and Grogu, bro, the visuals on that episode was just unbelievable.
Oh, can I just say, yeah, like compared to the last episode of season 2 of Mando, compared to this, they hired. Do you know what? Do you know they So
they hired the deepfake.
Yeah.
Artist,
so for people who don't know, obviously the book, the Mandalorian season 2. Obviously, you know, Luke Skywalker shows up, and the deepfake wasn't as good as it could have been. Like people seen it was like, it's not really. It doesn't look good. So someone on YouTube, some deepfake guy on YouTube, redid it himself and posted it and said, and it was better, and it genuinely looked better than what Disney had done. So Disney went out and hired that guy for the show, and that is the guy who did it for this in Book of Boba Fett, was the same guy who did the deepfake on YouTube. So Disney went, look, there's someone on YouTube that does it better than us. Let's just hire him. Throw the money at him, and he did it. So, that's why you have to admit, in 2022, it looked like a young Mark Hamill. Like, I didn't question it's a robot or a deep fake. Like, yes, if you're looking for it, maybe in certain scenes, whatever. But they were very clever to hide when he was talking. Profit with a super chat. Thank you very much. I'll let Friday read that.
Profit 924 donated $9.99. They did give Boba the crazy eyes moments like in the bar with the bikers.
Yes, they did. Profit, thank you very much for the super chat. He says they did give Boba the crazy eyes moment like they did in the bar with the bikers. That was that bar in the middle of nowhere, wasn't it? When that was after all the... They had set them up so it looked like the bikers had killed the Sand Raiders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like that was brilliant. Like as soon as he gets his shit back and he goes after those the bikers, and the look on Tamora Morrison's face when he's gunning them down. He did not care. He was ruthless.
Do you know in the Star Wars universe is Mace Windu still alive?
No. Well, no. I would. I think I would enjoy it if he was, but no.
Okay.
But that's a different story for another day. But I think
because I've seen that
like,
the actors say certain things.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'd be interested in
that. Yeah. Tamora Morrison was like, that'd be a fun thing to do.
Yeah.
But and the other thing is, if I'm being honest on the Mandalorian 2.5, right? I was a bit gutted in that way that I didn't expect Mando and Grogu to reunite so soon. I also didn't want them to reunite so soon.
People in the chat have been saying that Disney directors and whatever are basically pushing them in that direction. Money, and money. And
that's the thing. What I love about Marvel, and I make the comparison between Marvel and Star Wars a lot, because these are two branches of the same Disney tree, right? Marvel, you don't get those kinds of problems, really. You know, say what you will about Eternals, fine. I still disagree, but say what you will about Eternals. But generally, you do not get those kinds of problems within Marvel, where it's either for money or it's based on, you know, characters that are going to sell well. But you just don't get that. Yeah, everything comes from the creative, and everything usually turns out pretty good. With Star Wars, though, and we saw this with the sequels, sometimes they kind of misfire and they don't really mean to. They mean well, but they just don't really stick the landing. And it felt like that to me. It felt like the Mandalorian and Grogu were shoehorned into this episode in a way that they shouldn't. And I think that there was still a way of doing it without compromising either story. I think you remove Grogu.
Is Mando season 3 happening this year as well, by the way?
Apparently Christmas. They've been filming it.
That's
in the
why
last
then,
6
isn't
months,
it? It's just a setup. It's just a setup for the next one.
And the thing is that I think if you take Grogu out of the situation, take Luke out of the situation, because that really didn't need to be in the Book of Boba Fett, right? What I think you could have done is that with episode 5, the Mandalorian's episode, you could have easily told that story, but in between that story, you could have also given us an idea of what was still going on with Boba Fett, right? Because what I liked about the Mandalorian's episode was, it gets people so hyped to see that flavor brought back into it, you know, with how, like, you know, from his theme tune to the way he talks, the way he moves, all of that kind of stuff. I liked the fact that they gave us that episode would have had that kind of, this is where Mando has been since the end of season 2.
Yeah.
You know, he's gone back to the armorer. He's learning a little bit more about the dark saber, blah, 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 blah. But I would have liked that when he was brought back to Tatooine, that he would have then had more of a conversation with Boba or Fennec or whoever. Like when he said about he's got to go and see, you know, the kid first. I genuinely expected that would be the first episode of Mando season 3.
Yeah.
I did not expect that we would see that in the Book of Boba Fett.
So you've been watching these episodes as they happened, right? You didn't see spoilers and stuff.
I've been watching them as they happen, and I've seen the entire show 3 times over.
Oh, okay. So I was just saying
I've watched it 3 times over.
The first time you've seen the show, you didn't expect a whole episode to be on Mando. Well, you like obviously that surprised you when that happened. Yeah.
No, that surprised me because like he just had gotten the Rancor as well. Like you could have just cut back to even just small things to have kept the story interlinked.
I assumed we'd see Grogu when they were building Mando's new ship, and then she built the extra pod for where the droid usually sits. She built that little extra pod, and she said something like, "Oh, I know what you're like." I was like, "Oh, okay, that's where Grogu's sitting," and I'm like,
"Yeah."
Do you know what I mean? So he's obviously,
which is fine if that was going to happen down the road. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
I didn't expect it to happen in next episode either. By the way,
no,
same, yeah.
No. But and I mean it's small things as well, like Ahsoka and Luke. What the was that doing in a Book of Boba show?
They didn't even explain why they're together. She wandered off, and he went, "Well, I'll see you again." Well, why were you there in the first place?
And don't get me wrong, that whole episode was some of the best Star Wars, not Book of Boba, but some of the best Star Wars that we've ever had. right? And I was over the moon to get to see those two people.
Was
in the
he
same
building
frame.
the Jedi? Yeah, in live action for the first time ever. Like
Yes,
something you
yeah,
never
and-
thought you'd
yeah.
get to see. Yeah, of course.
And that temple that he was building there is the same temple that you see in The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi being burned down.
Yes,
the exact same temple.
Yes,
StarWars.com or someone confirmed that this week.
Yeah.
But Daniel S has said a couple of things in the chat, most of which I didn't agree with, but he's just said something that I did agree with, so I'll mention it. He says, Dan has discovered the truth. The goal of Boba Fett was never to tell a great story or even make a great show. It was to get you to watch the next show. It was a commercial, a grand advertisement. And yeah, I think that's what it ended up being. And I think it was a disservice and a disrespect to Tamora Morrison. I think it was a disrespect and disservice to Ming-Na Wen as Fennec Shan. If I'm honest, I think it was a disservice and disrespect to us.
He even said that, though. The actor even said on set, he would constantly say, Boba wouldn't say that, or Boba wouldn't do that. And they just kept ignoring him.
One thing he said was that he thought Boba was talking too much. And one thing that I found was interesting was that Nomad, Tusken Boba, the dialogue written for Tusken Boba versus, say, Daimyo Boba was very different. Everything that Tusken Boba said was meaningful and had weight to it and was part of that character's story, right? And this is the interesting thing. I think that backstory that they wanted to fill, they had prepared for that. They knew what they wanted to say with that. But I think the point of which the whole show was about, in terms of Boba becomes Daimyo, Boba takes over Tatooine, blah, 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 I don't think they really knew what they wanted to do with that. And so any dialogue that he had at that point was weak as hell.
He was with the Tuskens for 2 years, by the way. Like someone said,
Yeah.
So like, because we only seen it in flashbacks for like a few episodes, like split up, you just think, oh, he was only with them for 5 minutes. How come he's changed and all of this? But he was actually with them for 2 years. He spent the 2 years with the Tusken Raiders. That's why he got so attached. And the man can change in 2 years, and we just didn't see that as an audience. So
And not just that, right? But anybody in the chat that says that this Boba wasn't the Boba that they're used to, let me go and drop you in a Sarlacc pit and tell me if you come out the same bloody way. Hell yeah.
I wouldn't make it out, Brandon. If you drop me in there, I wouldn't make it out. I'm a goner. I'm melting. I'm in the acid.
And that's the point. But this guy still makes it out, and still.
Mini Plastic Multiverse, thank you very much. He uses his channel membership token to say 100% agree with Brandon, what Brandon has said. Loved Boba in Mando Season 2. Not sure how Book of Boba Fett got it so wrong, but suspect R. Rodriguez is a big part of the problem. So how many did he direct? How much did he direct of it? A lot of it. Was he the showrunner?
I know. I think he was an executive producer. I know he directed episode 1 and episode 7. I know he didn't do 5 and 6. I'm not sure if he did 2, 3, and 4. Personally, my favorite episode was 4.
Which one was that?
The episode where Boba he rides away from the Tuskens. The Tuskens have been burnt out and died. And this is where he meets Fennec. He saves Fennec. Fennec helps him get the gunship back. They go to the Sarlacc pit.
Yeah.
That one.
Okay, I like that episode.
That was my favorite.
Yeah, I like that episode. Yeah, that might be my favourite episode.
Another super chat.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mike D. I'll let Friday read that out. Hopefully she kicks in. And thank you to everyone who's contributing as well today. Friday, we'll read it out now.
Mike D donated $5. New member, I honestly feel like it was just Dave and John got everything in Boba they could before another team comes and breaks it like The Last Jedi.
Sad times. He says, new member, I honestly feel like it was just Dave and John got everything in Boba they could before another team comes and breaks it like The Last Jedi. So he's obviously referring to Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau, because they're the creative force. And that's why everyone's so confused. It's like, people trust, if you're going to pick a couple of people after season 2 of Mando to go off and run with a Star Wars character, you'd go, Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau, please. Like, you'd pick them. They're the two you'd pick.
Yeah, you would.
Yeah.
You would.
Yeah.
Just a couple of things. Daniel S again says, I believe this has a correlation with the disconnect with the Black Series team. Star Wars is asleep at the wheel, and no one knows where they're going or who's driving.
No Kevin Feige.
I agree. I think that's a great point.
Where's Kevin Feige?
And no Kevin Feige. That's it.
Catherine Kennedy ain't doing nothing.
And that's
she's getting a paycheck.
But that is also the issue, right? Is that the thing about Kevin Feige is that he has a team of producers that will go and take on each project, right? Whether it's Thor, Guardians, Ant-Man, Moon Knight, whatever.
But he oversees
and
makes sure they're all.
He oversees, but they delegate.
They're all different
right?
pages of the same book.
Yes, but you don't have that. You have John and Dave who are trying to change things from within and help the story at Lucasfilm and Star Wars that doesn't necessarily have a Kevin Feige to help it. I don't know much. I don't know how much I'll comment on Kathleen Kennedy because I don't know how much of a role she does or doesn't play. But yeah, the point still remains that there's an absence of a Kevin Feige. One point that Fortress Matimus made, he said, I feel like Boba would change after coming out the Sarlacc, but I feel like he'd be pissed and out for revenge, not respect. But let me spin it to you like this. Okay, Boba is pissed, so he goes out for revenge. Number one, what is revenge going to get him?
And who would it be
Where
towards?
is it
Luke.
going to get him?
What the
And who
revenge?
would it be towards?
Yeah, would it be towards Luke? So he got pushed in by Luke.
You know, and the thing is that revenge and going out and killing the people that you're trying to get revenge on, because I assume that's what you mean by getting his revenge. Doing that, you're coming from the bottom up, right? So you don't really change anything. You don't really get to do much, you know, by going on like a mindless revenge hunt. By getting, I mean, fine, he goes back and he removes Bib Fortuna, but what he does in doing that is that then gives him a position of power from which he can trickle down respect to everybody else.
But gives him, he's creating foundations to build and it builds something for himself.
So the greatest revenge for Boba was actually removing the people that he thinks are stupid and doing the job better.
Yeah. As
opposed to just mindlessly killing them because he can. And I think that the show ultimately lost that in the grand scheme of things, especially by the time you get to episodes 5 and 6, and then you pick up in episode 7, you don't feel as much really for the characters on Tatooine because they've just
they're all out getting mods. They're all good. They've all got money. They're all just getting modded up. Like the mod parlors.
And the mods is a conversation in and of itself. But
okay.
The thing is that.
And final thoughts, Brandon. No, final thoughts on Boba, because as I said, I don't want to finish on a negative. So we're spin to something.
No. And that's the thing. None of this has been. I haven't meant any of this as negative. I think.
I know, but people will just see things very tunnel vision vibe. They will see it as just you. Yeah. It's just unfortunately the way people see things, isn't it? But I get what you're saying, and I'm sure many people out there do. But again, some people are closed-minded. They have an opinion, and it doesn't matter when people bring on facts and suggestions. It's like they are stuck on their vision, if that makes sense. So it doesn't matter what knowledge you spit at people. They're going to be like, no. Like,
but I mean, and a lot of the chat have been saying some great stuff. Just one last thing. Daniel S. says, being in the pit gave Bob time to reflect on his life, his choices that got him there, and how changing his methods may be a better way to live. And one other thing as well is I think they should have brought Cad Bane in a lot sooner. And doing flashbacks that would have better chronicled Boba's life would have done that. And it would have given that final episode more stakes, and the whole thing would have worked better.
Well, for someone who's never seen any Clone Wars or anything like that, I don't know how much impact Cad Bane had. Do you know what I mean? As a casual guy, that's the first time I've ever seen Cad Bane in any form. I've never seen him in Clone Wars, Rebels, wherever he is. So, like, I didn't understand the character, how the two characters knew each other, if you know what I mean. Do you know? So I've seen it from a different perspective. Bring Toys to Work. Hang on, Bring Toys to Work for the super chat real quick. Thank you very much.
Bring Toys to Work donated $10. Pedro Pascal filmed an Amazon series causing a delay in S3 of Mando. BOBF was a filler to continue the momentum of Mando.
Yeah.
It would have turned out differently if it came after Mando concludes in S3.
Interesting. Okay, so he says Pedro Pascal filmed an Amazon series causing a delay in season 3 of Mando. Book of Boba Fett was a filler to continue the momentum of Mando. It would have turned out differently if it came after Mando concludes in season 3. Okay.
Yeah, and that hits it home, right? It was an afterthought. They had always wanted to do Obi-Wan Kenobi a Star Wars story, Han Solo a Star Wars story, and Boba Fett a Star Wars story as films. But given the chance with Disney Plus, you know, they were then able to do that for. I think they always wanted to do something for Boba, but like Bring Toys to Work says, the fact that they could then slip it in between Mando and season 2 and 3 meant it was rushed and so on. And MCU Collector makes a group.
Because of the toy. I'm not even joking. I know this is a toy channel. The only reason I knew who Cad Bane was is because of the toy. Only knew.
Yeah.
I just thought it was a cowboy bounty hunter with a little robot.
Yeah. And how are you to know that the history between
I'm
the
going.
two of them?
Mark Tatak with the super chat. I think he's cracking jokes on us.
GAK Toys with film donated £4.49. The Brandalorian is bringing in his thoughts hot and cold.
The Brandalorian. Brandalorian bringing in his thoughts hot and cold. Thank you, Mark Tatak. I think he says that with love. But yeah, as you were saying, I've not seen these shows, so I don't know him. I have no idea why he's involved.
No, and so therefore the stakes for Star Wars fans are like, oh my god, it's Cad Bane, but you know, for you know, non-casual Star Wars fans, but that's why I think the story. I missed who said it, but someone said in the chat, the show had some great ideas, but it swung and it missed on some / a lot of them, and at the end of it, I agree. I loved the show still, but I was like, this could have been so much better than what they did with it.
Martin says they should have did a flashback where Cad Bane and Boba had their first standoff and Boba got the dent in his helmet. Oh, is that how he got the dent? Nice. Batforce Grump says, same here. I had the Cad Bane figure, but I didn't know anything about him. Same here. Batforce Grumps, I didn't know. I knew the figure. It looked cool. I never bought the figure. I wish I did now, to be fair. Does anyone else feel that way? Arshavin says, I think the part of the story where Grogu choosing Mando would have been so much more rewarding if that happened at the end of Mando season 3. I see, right? Yes. I was thinking Luke Skywalker, mate. I like you. But why are you making the poor little guy choose? Like, why can't he just be both?
I know we're at 10:15, right? But can we please just talk about that for a second?
Go for it.
Yeah, because I thought that this was genius. What I think Favreau and Filoni are trying to do here is, in the same way that the Clone Wars fleshed out the sequels, I think they're hoping that the stories that they're telling between episodes 3 and 4 and between episodes 6 and 7 with the Bad Batch and the Mandalorian, I think they're trying to flesh out what eventually happens in The Force Awakens and beyond. Luke is the only Jedi left, technically, right? He's the only Jedi left. He's the only Jedi Master left, whatever. He was taught by Obi-Wan, he was taught by Yoda, and he has the ancient Jedi sacred texts. So I think that Luke is not necessarily thinking about the way he handled the Force, i.e. his attachment to his father helped him save his father, which helped him restore which helped him restore balance and peace to the galaxy. Luke is more now at this point thinking, well, crap, I need to build a school and I need to restart the Jedi Order and I should probably follow the text because, you know, that's how the Jedi stuff is done. Like, Luke is not really having a chance right now to think, you know, within the heroic state of mind we are familiar with Luke thinking. Do you see what I'm saying? So I think what Luke is like, because I thought about it like this, but I was like, Luke, bro, Yoda said to you, you know, stay and finish your training or go and save your friends. And he goes and saves his friends. So when he offered Grogu that choice, I thought, why are you giving Grogu that choice? You made that choice. You know what choice he's going to go and make. He's going to give into his attachment and his feelings because that's what he feels. That's what he cares for. Grogu's not thinking, he's feeling. As human beings, I suppose Grogu's not human beings, but as a character, you act more on your feeling than what you think.
Yeah, of course. Because people go with their heart rather than their head a lot of the time.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So, and so, I think it speaks to what I think they're trying to show you how Luke eventually I think Luke unintentionally will eventually make the same mistakes that the original, the Jedi of the Republic had made, of the Old Republic made. And I think that I thought it was really well done that they did that for him, but this just wasn't the place to do it.
Yeah.
But I think he looked amazing.
I was very curious what the little gift was as well. By the way, I didn't think it would be chainmail vest. I thought it'd be like a little helmet or a little shoulder pad or something like that.
Yeah, and I mean, if I'm honest with you, right? I want a Boba Fett show. I want a Mandalorian and Grogu show. I want
You're getting
a Luke
Ahsoka.
Skywalker show.
You're getting Ahsoka.
I want an Ahsoka show. I want a Rangers of the New Republic show with everybody from Carson Taver to Grief Karga to.
But let me tell you what you are actually getting next, Brandon. On the 25th.
And I want a Bo-Katan show.
On the 25th of May this year, the next show that you will be getting is Kenobi. To our friend toying around.
Right?
Hello there.
Hello there. I tell you, this. So, Ewan McGregor gave an interview to Forbes the other day, yeah, and he said to Forbes that it's no secret that Hayden Christensen is coming back. He's reprising his role of Vader, but Ewan McGregor said that he and Hayden have played scenes in this series as Obi-Wan and Anakin, right?
Flashbacks.
Which means that
flashbacks to the Clone Wars.
Not only are we getting flashbacks, bro, but we might get live action Clone Wars.
Yeah, you got
I might, for the first time in my life, be watching Star Wars content and cry and wet myself at the same time.
That's going to be a messy floor. Get the mop
ready.
ready.
It's going to be a very messy day. I guarantee it will.
So what? Okay, so I get that they've got to do flashbacks. I get that. Okay, but what era of Kenobi's meant to set? Is it set in this same era?
Yeah, it's set 10 years after Revenge of the Sith. So it's halfway between Revenge of the Sith, Order 66.
Okay.
And
in its most simplest term though, for like the casuals like me, Mando was set in between the sequels, the
originals
and sequels, and this one is set between the prequels and the originals.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Yes.
Because at the moment, Star Wars is filling in two gaps.
Yeah.
Between the prequels and the originals, and between the originals and the sequels.
Yeah, I'm with you.
So
Mando will not be. So Mando will not be making a cameo in Kenobi. Whole episode 4 of Kenobi. Yeah. Mando's back. They could still do that. They could just flash forward.
Boba Fett and Cad Bane could make cameos.
There you go.
They're young and fine in this era.
Yeah, there you go.
The one thing I hope we do get is Tamora Morrison back as Commander Cody.
Yeah.
Right. With his clone commander.
Oh, Cody's the blue
clone commander.
Cody's blue, isn't it?
Okay. No. Cody is orange and Rex is blue.
Rex is blue. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
That would just be
that guy being cast as a clone. By the way, he's like set for life in the Star Wars universe. He'd be like, "Who do you want me to be this week?"
And I saw some people. Wade and Boog were saying last Friday that Boba looks chubby, and that like Boog said something like, and look, again, from toying around to Wade to Boog, like I've loved listening to everybody's thoughts on this over the last couple of weeks or whatever, a few weeks, 6 weeks, whatever it's been. But just, all friendly discussion. But they were saying, Boog said something like, we expect our superhero people to look sort of superheroic and not like that. But I went back today and I rewatched the Back to Scene fight, with him and Chrysanthemum.
Yeah.
I think Tamora Morrison looks better than most of us, as far as I'm concerned.
He's wearing big chunky arm. He's wearing chunky arm.
He's muscular, man.
Yeah, I would assume so.
Like, I don't think he's chubby. I don't think he's.
He comes out of the back to the tank thing without Machan, and he doesn't look. I never.
He looks built. He looks muscular.
I never looked at him and thought he looked fat. To be completely honest, he's just built. Just looked at him and thought, he can wear some armor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also wonder if, given that Ahsoka popped up in this show for absolutely no reason, but I still loved it. I wonder if we will get a de-aged Rosario Dawson in as
like a teenage. She'd be a teenage kind of.
If we got that, man.
Because she's Anakin's Padawan, right? If I remember correctly.
Yes.
Okay.
She is, yeah. I think the thing that this show is going to be about is two things. Number one, Obi-Wan's still dealing with the PTSD of what has happened, right? The Clone Wars, B, that the Jedi Order and the Jedi are dead, C, that the Empire has risen, and most importantly, D, that his Padawan became a Sith. Yeah. And I think the second thing is also going to be about Kenobi on the run from Grand Inquisitors. So you don't know who the Inquisitors are, right? So the Inquisitors, they are basically Vader's team of bad guys with red lightsabers.
Oh, you've told me, and they go around hunting. Jedi. Yeah, they're like the bounty hunters for Jedi specifically. Yeah. That's what Vars Centrist, is she one of them?
Not quite, but it's along the lines.
Okay.
She's like a Sith assassin, so it's a similar thing.
Okay.
For simplicity.
So he could be fighting them essentially, because in this storyline he will be Darth Vader, won't he? So if he's got scenes with Hayden Christensen, it will be flashbacks. But Darth Vader could show up in this series. He could fight Darth Vader.
Oh, Darth Vader is showing up in this series.
Okay,
they're gonna have a rematch.
Yeah,
that's what they've told us.
Because he talks about it in episode 4, doesn't he? He says. Last time we fought, but we never actually seen that fight, so we're going to see it in this.
No. Everybody up until this point just assumed that was what happened at the end of Revenge of the Sith, but it's not.
Yeah, of course it isn't, because he's Anakin then.
Yeah. So
that's when he says, "You've got the high ground. I've got the high ground," or something like that. I use that reference all the time whenever I'm higher than someone.
Yeah, just quickly, Greg Fence said Kenobi and Ahsoka cannot meet. Ahsoka did not know about Anakin until Rebels Season 2. I don't think Ahsoka is going to show up in terms of meeting Kenobi, but I think Ahsoka could show up in DH flashbacks.
Vag entrance. Yeah. Sorry, that makes me laugh every time. Vag entrance.
Star Wars is confusing.
That's Wade's fault. That is Wade's fault, to be fair. I can't now unsay that. Vag entrance. Ah, dear.
I don't think we'll see Ahsoka as an adult in this time with Kenobi, but I think we could see her in flashbacks. I hope we see her in flashbacks. But I mean, look, at the end of the day, I think that someone said earlier on about Disneyfication of Star Wars. Listen, Disneyfication of Star Wars has given us some of the best Star Wars content ever, and it is only going to get better, I think. And we can sit here and gripe all day long. I mean, look.
They can't please everyone. It's peaks and troughs, isn't it? It's peaks and troughs.
Favreau did Iron Man 1, but Favreau did Iron Man 2, right? So, he's going to do Mando, he's going to do Book of Boba. But I think that...
Just think, you can't please everyone all the time. It's got a dip, hasn't it? It's got just like that. It's just a wave.
And I'm going to drop this and I promise it'll be the last thing I say unless someone says something else that provokes me. But... The last thing on it is my bottom line thought about the Book of Boba. I really enjoyed seeing people without helmets on that do not look like Luke Skywalker, Anakin Skywalker, Rey, whatever the hell her name is.
In a Star Wars. Yeah,
in a Star Wars show.
Yeah.
I absolutely adored not seeing that, if I'm honest with you.
Had a lot of aliens as well.
I had a lot of aliens as well, Black Chrysanthemum and Wookiees and Gamorreans and all that kind of stuff. But having two leads that was Tamora Morrison and Ming-Na Wen, bro, that was. And the Tailhead guy, don't forget Tailhead guy. He had a lot of talking as well. He was good. He was good too.
Okay, let me bring this all the way back around to toys, Brandon.
Yes,
right?
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely.
Okay, let's say the Black Series are going to do a play set, right, based on Book of Boba Fett, for the 6-inch line. What would you like to see?
From the Book of Boba Fett.
In 6-inch form.
I'll be honest, right? Say for argument's sake, we're not going to get the throne room. I think the throne room would be the smart thing, but they've done that in Vintage Collection. So I would honestly... what I would like to see is that his living quarters with the balcony, right? So you got the living quarters with the back to tank and the balcony, and at the top of the palace. I would love to see that
diorama backdrop type thing. Yeah.
I don't think it would be the smart thing to do, and I don't think they would do it. the thing that I would like them to do is like a street of Mos Espa,
Okay.
like outside the cantina.
Yeah,
That I think would be cool.
And like you could
I
buy
think it'd be
multiple,
cool,
and
but I think
you
it'd
could
be doable.
You could buy multiple and have either
to make
side.
it one longer thing.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Cool
If it was me
choices.
making it for my own collection, it would be the first one. But if it was Black Series properly doing it, it would be that. How about you?
I've got two in mind. First one, of course, R.I.P. the Rancor HasLab, but Rancor not as big as the one maybe we seen in the
Yes.
HasLab. Got to be a bit scaled down.
Yes.
But it would come
Yeah.
with a nice Boba with the chain that he could sit. I think having a Rancor, because he is a Rancor baby, isn't it? Like a Rancor baby with Boba on his.
He's a calf.
Yeah, essentially, yeah.
So he's much smaller than the Rancor in Return of the Jedi.
And that's my point. So like a Rancor with Boba that you can sit on the top. I think that would just be make a nice display piece. And also, Din Djarin's new jet, which is what was it? The
Naboo Starfighter.
There you go.
Which
that
was so nostalgic as a kid that grew up in the prequels.
So you know me, I like my prequel vehicles. So yeah, give me that jet, and I think that is much more doable at the 6-inch scale than the Razor Crest would have been. The Razor Crest, they did it in the 3 3/4 because it makes sense. But that just one-off vehicle, they can do in the 6-inch form.
And if they repainted it.
There you go. You get two out of it straight away. You get a yellow
in the Phantom Menace.
You get
and you would give us Kid Anakin Skywalker.
There you go. There you go.
Mini Plastic Multiverse makes a good point as well. Can we get Boba's throne and Jabba's throne in a 2-pack? I actually would like to see.
Can't you get the same one and just move the chair? Like take the get the throne with the chair and just take the chair away.
Yeah.
And then it's
Jabba's.
Jabba's.
You know how Boba in this series, he doesn't have like the clown trousers. He has like jeans. They're not jeans, but you get what I mean. Like they're proper trousers.
Yeah.
And then he's got like the skirt piece behind him.
Okay.
So that is completely different to the look that Black Series has already done. That has this. Like if you go to that picture of the vintage collection with him and Fennec on the throne. Cap Lives is here, by the way.
Hello, Cap.
He and I were talking about that. With the Rancor as well. I was saying I'd like a smaller Rancor.
This picture.
Yeah. So you see this outfit that he's got on here.
He hasn't got the clown trousers.
He doesn't have that. Yeah. The Black Series have only done 2 versions of Deluxe Boba with the clown trousers. One with the fully painted armor and one without the fully painted armor. So they haven't done that version yet in Black Series. So
this is the clown trousers one. Sorry if I'm calling it clown trousers. It's just my way of thinking of it.
It's just easier. So look, you see how the trousers are different?
Yeah.
So you know how they did the Emperor with the throne?
Yeah.
I would love it if they did Boba looking like that in Black Series with the throne.
Oh yeah, okay. That would look sick.
If they made us pay £50 for it, it's like a mega deluxe, I would pay.
This is what I mean. I've seen that picture and I thought that is a 6-inch display, and then I could make my own little universe and put the bounty. Do you know all the bounty hunters that was on the Return of the Jedi, not Return of the Empire Strikes Back, just all of them, Bosk and IG-88 or whatever, all of them right there.
Yeah, and that as well, right? This show should have been a love letter to bounty hunters.
Yeah, I thought we'd see more. I thought we'd see Bosk. I thought we'd see what's the other one? Dengar. Yeah, I thought we'd see him. Yeah, I did think we'd see more.
Forlom and Zuckuss are apparently dead at this point. Capliv's told me, but they could always rewrite that.
Isn't one of them a robot anyway?
Brandon, you're making too much sense for Black Series. One of them's a robot. Yeah.
Yeah, so you can bring the.
But that's what I'm saying. Like I think this should have been a love letter to that era of Star Wars, that genre of Star Wars. But I think ultimately what Daniel said and what Bring Toys to Work said.
You can explain this to me.
Yeah.
You can explain this to me. By the way, Brandon's very tempted to get this. He hasn't yet though.
Is it sold out? I think it's sold out on Star Action Figures now. Yeah, out of stock. Yeah. There's a few on eBay though, but there's no point.
When the Razor Crest was hype, I did look at that. To be fair.
Yeah, I've still got Django's version upstairs.
So what's the difference between this version and the other one we've got?
One.
Yeah.
If you scroll down a bit,
it's not on there, is it?
I got money in the bank.
Super chat, Bring Toys to Work. Thank you very much.
Bring Toys to Work donated $10. To back up Brandon, I love Star Wars and I'm thankful Disney acquired Lucasfilm. This is how it will continue to be relevant. It's not going to be if it's just sitting and collecting dust.
Thank you very much, Bring Toys to Work. He says, to back up Brandon, I love Star Wars and I'm thankful Disney acquired Lucasfilm. This is how it will continue to be relevant. It's not going to just be sitting around and collecting dust. Yeah, just think, it's crazy. Literally, this year I think is... when Kenobi comes out on the 25th of May, that will mark 45 years since A New Hope got released in the cinemas, and it was at that time it wasn't even called A New Hope, it was just called Star Wars before they attached the titles to it. So like it's been 45 years that Star Wars exists. What other franchises and stuff do you know that are still going strong, because whether you like the show or not, it is very popular. Disney Plus numbers are strong. Like this is going, and characters as well from that original trilogy now have got their own show. Like Luke Skywalker looks like he looked in episode 4 this show.
That was magical.
It's crazy. We live in 2022, people. I can't get my Bluetooth headphones to work on my Streamlabs, but they can make young Luke Skywalker 45 years after the original. Okay, Brandon, explain to me the difference between these two then.
Yes. Okay, so this version, I'll go to the other version first because that one we see that one first. Okay, so this version here, right? So, you know when they are on that planet with the stormtroopers and Boba is helping out Mando?
Yes.
So
so this is
that's
when he first gets the armor back, and he doesn't get the repaint.
When he first gets the armor back and puts it on, and then by the time you come to the next episode, he's repainted it and looks like this.
Yeah.
And at the end of Mandalorian season 2, and at the start of the Book of Boba Fett, when he shoots Bib Fortuna, that's how he looks because he hasn't changed his trousers yet.
Okay, it still confuses me. Is that black or is it brown? Like it looks black in those photos.
Yeah, I'm not.
And then it's brown in these photos. That is definitely brown, and that is definitely black. It's like, what is it, black or brown?
Yeah.
I hope it's black. I just aesthetically, I'd like it to look black. It looks black there. That looks sick. And okay, now I get it. Because that's actually a Mando figure, essentially, isn't it? Really, sort of first appearance, Boba in the armor type vibe.
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay, now
I get why they did it. And the reason why these two figures are so expensive is because basically there's a lot of deco that goes into this. There's a lot of unique tooling that I know that the two figures are reused of each other, but there's a lot that has gone into this that meant that the only way they could release it was if they put it under the deluxe budget.
I've seen someone say on someone else's live stream, and I apologise if I got who it was, but they call it the Boba Fett tax, where it's like, it's Boba Fett, you're just paying more.
And it's not, it's funny, don't get me wrong, it's funny, but it's not true. Because, for example, Nomad Boba was in the main line.
Yeah.
But the reason why is because
he's not in his armor.
He's not in his armor.
Yeah.
Right? It might be a similar body, but look, the color is more or less the same throughout. You know, you've got different shading on the leather because it's, you know, the holster and the belt and whatnot. Whereas this, look, you've got deco on the shins, like near the ankles, on the knees, on the gauntlets, on the belt, loads of it. Man.
Shout out Adam, by the way. Adam's just jumped in the chat. I hope he's not playing with himself right now, but he says don't tell his boss. But how you doing, Adam? Hope you're well. Glad you could make it to a stream. We are about to wrap up though, my friend, so make sure you watch us on the replay, all right? I wasn't late. Shh, all right? Shh. No one knows to know.
No, exactly.
But yeah, Brandon, let's wrap up. Let's wrap it up. Any final thoughts then, Brandon, on anything we've discussed today?
It's the golden age, and how grateful am I to be here, bro?
I know, like, just think, right, even the negative things we've got to speak about, like, we say it all because we're fans first and foremost. They're not negative in like, we're just having conversations here, like, and it's crazy that we can even have these conversations because these things are actually happening.
Yeah, and I don't know if he's still here, but like one thing I've loved about toying around streams is that about Boba Fett is that it's been really nice, intelligent conversation that is constructive for the most part. You know, there's a joke here or there, but none of it is like old men moaning on the internet.
Yeah,
it's been really constructive in the same way that we've been. And so, if anybody enjoyed this stream, I would highly recommend going and watching those because they were really.
I usually watch Toying Around on a replay, but I didn't watch those ones because I haven't been watching Book of Boba Fett week in, week out. So like I was never up to date, type thing. But I might backtrack.
Just one quick thing with Cat Blips. He said these figures give such Y vibes. Both of these looks are so short in appearance in the timeline that it's unnecessary for me. My thinking, Cat, is that I don't think. Basically, for the time it takes to develop a Black Series figure, I don't think that they were given enough of a heads up that he was going to change the bottom half of his look. I think that they managed to do it for Vintage Collection because I think those figures have a much less production window, whereas I don't think that they had that same production window for 6-inch.
Daniel,
so that's why those two looks are basically off the back of Mandalorian Season 2.
Home Dude says this has been an awesome show. A great job, guy. Thank you very much, Home Dude. Daniel S. also says passionate fans with intelligent perspectives. I appreciate that, Daniel S.
Yes.
Cat Liv says Toying Around's Boba streams have been amazing. They're but not bashing. And Rich M has also posted Toying Around. But if you're in this chat, I'm sure you know Kevin from Toying Arounds anyway.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, let me just see if my credits. Let me see if my credits roll real quick. I've not tried again. Everything I do today on this screen is for the first time ever on a whole new monitor. Background press. I'm pressing buttons for the first time. I don't even know if they work. Wait until I tell Amanda how stressed I was about my stream crashing. I was trying to see if my credits will roll for me. Let me try my credits. Oh, I think they're rolling. The credits are rolling. Thank you very much to everyone who super chatted today's stream. Bring toys to work. Wait, it needs to slow down. Okay, I'll get back round to it. Oh, look at all those super chat people. Much appreciated. Thank you. To all the channel members as well who use their channel membership tokens. Okay, let's try this real quick. Thank you very much to Bring Toys to Work, Ultimate Carnage, Tac Toys with Film, Damien, David Evan Smith, Maverick, Shane Shooter, Profit, and Mike D. And then, of course, all the usual suspects in the channel membership using their channel membership tokens to get involved with today's conversation. Thank you very much. I appreciate you as always. Thank you for being a part of today's stream and contributing, making these shows so much more possible. So again, I appreciate you. Let me also mention this week is not Turtles and Tea. I do that every week, don't I? But go and watch Turtles and Tea, by the way. Another one will be coming before the end of the month, probably the 22nd, so in a few weeks. But I wanted to tell you about this Sunday is, of course, Legends and Liquor. If you are a channel member and you want to be on the stream with Legends and Liquor, start letting me know. Because I'm going out for a drink myself. I'm going out for some some liquor on Friday. So I'm going to be spending most of Saturday hungover in bed. I guarantee it. So it means I want to have that show ready to go. So I'm going to fix Streamlabs and hopefully have the show set up. So if you want to be on Legends and Liquor this week, then start letting me know right now. Let me know in my Instagram DMs or on the Discord. And hopefully we can get some groups filling the table. And we can talk Star Wars, we can talk Marvel, we can talk about whatever you want. Always fun conversation to have with you guys. Again, the people that are supporting my channel get to be on the channel. It's so easy. So easy. Why aren't you all channel members? Come on, stop being cheapskates. Support the content. I'm here 79 weeks in a row now, Brandon. 79. Come on now. It's impressive.
No. It is very, very.
Even if we're late, which we were today, my bad. We're still here. All right, that's the main thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, Brandon,
that is crazy. We have not missed a week. And the other thing is about Legends and Liquor. I absolutely love watching that on the replay.
I appreciate that.
The Monday every 2 weeks is my favorite Monday.
Look, Legends and Liquor, we're getting just as many people watching the replay of Legends and Liquor as we are on the Thursday show. So, again, it's just another place where we can come and talk toys. It's always fun. And duck racing as well. Who doesn't like a duck race? Come on now. Duck races, competitive duck racing on YouTube. Who else is doing that shit? Nobody. And Toy Talk, of course, as well. Rich M says, yay, more Star Wars. Rich M did request to be in the group that talks about Star Wars the most. Teddy's just gone crazy. Teddy's just went a bit mad. He was just running around in circles. Teddy, you good, mate?
The Captain Liv says we got to talk more off stream. Brandon just reminded me of something. Yes, absolutely, Captain Liv. I'll drop you a message.
I'm being attacked.
Matt Martin says, Brandon loves Star Wars and this was a great episode. Thank you, brother. Fortress Matimus says, still waiting for that Jedi and Juice spin-off series. Fortress Matimus said Star Wars and Sippies. I always thought Star Wars and water, personally, because of how much I like water and Star Wars. There you go.
We invite D Amazing on. He likes Star Wars, right?
Yeah, there you go. And there you go. Drink your water. But yes.
Sorry, Teddy's just gone a bit crazy.
At the end of the day, it was a great.
Oh look! I forgot to tell you. Look, the wall.
Moon Knight.
Look, the wall.
Oh yeah, there you go.
The wall's complete, ladies and gentlemen, from top to bottom, top of the ceiling, all the way to the bottom. The wall is complete, all in protective cases, all on the wall. I've rearranged them as well into an order I particularly like. It makes sense in my brain. Obviously, you got Peter up there, the top with Spider-Man, but the whole wall now is done. Obviously, Kingpin is also on a protective case, but he's there when the new one gets revealed, because they have said, whoops, that's a bit intense. They have said that there's going to be another extra big carded Spider-Man figure. So when he's out, Kingpin and him will go right there on that wall. But for now, this wall is completed, all right? So don't ask me where Kingpin is. He's coming. He's ready to go. He just, for the sake of symmetry, I need at least one more on the shelf, because that's how my weird brain works. But Brandon, let the people know where they can find you online.
Yes, as always, guys, Hero Collections. Posted yesterday, posted today, posting tomorrow. I have a post going up pretty much every single day of the month this month. A lot of Black History Month content coming, and also February 28th and March 1st will be a whole year since I started taking photos and doing ACBA. So a lot of special things to come.
You're on the official ACBA Instagram now.
And that as well.
So that was pretty
a big highlight of the week. That was great.
It's legit now. You're literally an ACBA artist now. Like you are.
Yeah.
It's done.
There you go.
It's official. So go and follow Brandon.
I got to change my bio and put artist.
Yeah. Official ACBA artist. Featured ACBA artist. So yeah, Hero Collections. Hopefully you guys already are. Of course, I keep saying it, but I'll say it again. Legends and Liquor this week. If you want to come on, if you don't like football and don't care about the Super Bowl, then come and talk toys. Or come and talk toys and then go and watch the football. I don't care. I won't be watching it. But yes, this week, the 13th, Legends and Liquor. Let me know. And until then, I appreciate you all. We'll see you next week. Hopefully I'll be on time next week. Hopefully I would have figured out this Streamlabs. Hopefully I can get my Bluetooth to work. If not, I'll just be using the wire from now on. It's not a big deal. Now I know. Lesson learnt. I appreciate everyone's patience. Thank you to everyone who's watching live right now. Everyone's stuck with me. Everyone who's still in the chat right now as well. We'll be back next week. Back Sunday. Back next week. And then hopefully there's a Marvel Legends fan first next week. I've told them to do it Thursday just for me and Brandon.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Just specifically for me, Brandon, Toying Around and Toy Amigos. I said, put your fan first on Thursday. Thank you very much. That gives us something to talk about next week, and then hopefully Joe's have another one before the end of the week, so end of the month. So there can be another Turtles and Tea, another Joe's on Juice. The network is strong, people. The network continues. So keep supporting, keep subscribing. As I said, let's get those numbers up. I appreciate you all. And Brandon, I've got a new button now, so we can quickly give them a wave, and then I'll bounce back. All right, let's give them a wave. Let's give them a wave. We'll see you,
everybody. We'll
see you next week, all right? And until then, if you're in the replay crew, let me know in the comments below. I'm still waving and they can't see me. Let me know in the comments below. Are you watching? Are you watching on the replay? Thank you very much. Always curious to hear who's still around lurking. Thank you to everyone who's watching this live now. And Brandon, any final thoughts here on the end screen?
Any final thoughts? One thing you'd love to see in a fan first legend stream next week?
Oh, Black Cassandra or whatever his name is, even though he's not a legend. Just announce him on the legend stream.
Yeah, I'm wondering when we're going to start seeing some Disney Plus figures, but I assume it won't be till
I'd like an Agatha
bit by bit.
Yeah, let's get an Agatha real quick. I want an Agatha.
Agathat'd be good. Yeah.
They've had plenty of time. Do you know what I mean? They've had plenty of time. Let's give us an Agatha.
Oh, you know what I'm hoping for? I'm hoping we see Toad. I think a lot of people want to see that. They deserve to see that.
I'm pretty confident the next live stream we'll see Toad, and also see that extra. What's his name? Extra Spider-Man figure.